2, 3.
Oh, yes, the countdown. That's Kevin's move in karaoke.
The karaoke countdown, baby.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4. This is since our last karaoke night, right? This is the last time we've been together.
Yep.
Where Christina's kid came in and got mad at us for not leaving. Boy, it was a nice little scene there at the end.
I don't think I knew this.
No, you didn't, because we were like keeping it in the house. We kept it in the house. But he
he made him sit in the driveway for like an hour.
No, we didn't. We said, sit tight. We'll call you around midnight or text you and let you know. Well, he decided to come up there at 11:30.
Hey.
You get what you get. You don't pitch a fit now.
But he pitched one, I guess.
He pitched one. And
I didn't know. Did anybody else know
He
this?
came down there and I was in the middle of Caribbean Queen. Ain't nothing stopped me from saying Caribbean Queen. That's a true story. I was like,
I do remember Caribbean Queen.
You don't ever do that.
That's
But,
Billy Ocean, son. You don't.
yeah, you don't ever interrupt that or get into my car. Love that song.
Yeah, that's a.
Get out of my truck, get in the backseat, baby. You knew it. You knew it.
Don't think I don't. All
I
I
know
need
it.
is half a second and I'm ready.
Get in the backseat, baby. Well, welcome. We are back. We had to take a week off because you fools, we're all over the
Oh,
place.
it wasn't just us.
It started with Nick, then John, then me. In successive days, we all flew out of old Hartsfield, Jackson.
Yes.
And Nick went to Antarctica to get a tan down there at the beach.
Yep.
down there to Antarctica.
And you went,
Arugula.
You run down there to Arugula all day
he
long.
went to Antigua and had a dope-ass bungalow, and him and his wife and friends, they did it right. And you, John, you went skiing in Aspen.
No, you tell
No,
everybody.
dude, I'm
It's
just
Park
Talking
City,
about a little place
Utah.
called Aspen.
You weren't that far from me then. I was 30 minutes from St. George.
Yeah, for sure. It wasn't that. I mean, it's
You
probably
could have come over for a moto.
motor.
You could have come over for a moto. I was at the World Mini, so
That would have went so well if you just
If I
told
just abandoned
Hey, I'm
my
a
family.
on your family vacation, you laid it out. You said you
Hey,
spent a small
There's a
fortune. to go.
motocross race.
I know
You
we're
cool?
2,000 miles from home, but I'm going to run over
There's a
and hang out
race
with
that
Kevin.
Kevin's hanging out. Yeah, exactly. That's what I told Nick, because we were talking about the all-inclusive place where he went. I'm like,
Yeah.
man, we all should, get everybody together and go. And I'm like, just me, you, and John, and tell our wife,
And us be all-inclusive.
just us, just inclusive
And
for
it'd
me
be
and
the
you.
most just place you want to be. Like,
Yes,
that's where-
like hedonism.
Oh,
and
no,
just
it's not
us
for
three.
y'all. It's just us.
Yeah, it's the most beautiful place. It's picturesque. And it's just us three. We need this grind we've been on, this show grind we've been on. We got to treat ourselves. every now
Yeah,
and
man.
again.
I mean, you can't just work.
Gotta
I mean,
relax,
you've got
baby.
to take
Yeah,
vacation.
man. So, Nick, you went down to Antigua. Well, welcome to Winter's Take, y'all, by the way, before we get into our dumb stuff. As you know, the show format is we come on, we talk for like an hour about a bunch of absolute nonsense, and then we'll get into our awesome guest, who is Josh Grant.
Josh Grant.
Who's kind of squeezing in a little bit of time before some travel ball action. I feel his not even pain. I love that stuff. So we'll check in with Josh. But Nick, dude, Antigua, look at this tan. Nobody has a tan.
You can't even see him.
I know, he was
tan.
orange.
I
I was
can't
like,
tell where
he
the-
looked like Ross from Friends whenever he got out of his
He
truck.
just needs leather pants and some
In the white teeth with that
some
Yeah.
powder.
purple light.
Makes
Yeah.
a paste.
Yeah, I went to Antigua, and it was...
Is it Tiga or Tiqua?
You know what? It's
Antigua. I've always said
it's
Antigua.
Antigua.
Is it Antigua?
I didn't find that out till I got
think it's
there.
I'm sure that
The locals
is
call
it
it Antigua.
Tigua.
I thought it was GUA.
I think it's GUA, but the locals call it Tiga, not Tigua. But I kept
By
calling
God,
it Tigua.
Antigua's
Ways
where
up
I-
there at Antigua.
That's what everybody like. Half
My
the people
dad called
there-
it Hawaii, and he's an educated man.
How
Yeah.
are you?
So yeah, we went there. It's pretty amazing. I mean, it's part of the West Indies, not the Bahamas.
Is it considered a third world country like Jamaica is?
Yes,
And
it is.
Except in those $1 resorts.
Except in the resort,
Right.
which was
Yeah.
insane. The little bungalows we had, and it was all inclusive. When you checked in, they gave you a cell phone, and you just called your butler.
Call your butler, yeah.
That's the way it is at my house. I just call Christina.
Ambassador.
Hey,
here and bring Coca-Cola and watch TV.
I told you where I wanted to watch my shows today, and I don't have a cooler. They take your cooler to the beach and all that kind of thing or whatever.
Oh no, you're on the beach. It's like the Bahamas. Kind of the beaches are man-made, and so we had
Yours was shaped
It's a
like
supercross of
pen.
beaches, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it
one
is.
day we had
Dirt works.
like they've got Hobie cats and paddle boards
Jason
that you
Baker's
can
up
take
there.
out and all that.
Sick.
And then like they'd always cook lunch on the beach. So
It's
one-
like Lake Altoona, right?
Like
Lake
Lake
Lanier
Boone.
Island.
Yeah.
McKinney Campground.
like Coots Lake.
or
there you go.
Coots, yeah.
I've been to Coots Lake.
Coots is
Yeah.
a man-made beach, much like Antigua.
Yeah. And so
You're comparing Coots Lake.
Go ahead.
The damn name. It's just like Coots Lake.
That's the Polk County version of Sun
damn
Valley
right it
Beach.
is.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
all it is.
It's nice. Vico Beach, son.
oh yeah, Vico.
There's dead bodies
I don't think I
Involved with
know
that
about Vico.
Vico was the before Sun Valley. I went there one time. It is
Was it the same place?
It was right near we don't want to get into that because nobody knows what we're talking about, but we
No,
will follow
I
up.
think
No, it
we
was
did.
not near Sun Valley. It was in Lithia Springs.
Oh yeah, I couldn't tell you where it was now, but I can tell you this: that my
I coulda
mom
walked to it
would
from my
just
old
drop
house.
me off there
Yes.
like everywhere else.
Somebody
and
just
leave me.
concrete their pond and
A little
then-
bit of something like
lot
that.
of
And there's a
moss
dude
growing
up there
on it.
smoking cigarette and 2 people, $6. Come on in there. Don't die today. You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, you said you come across the Antiguan Willie boys
Let me tell you,
on scooters.
we've
What are
had,
they on?
no, it was a kid. We've had this conversation how incredible it is to see like those kids riding a bike that may or may not be stolen downtown, like in Detroit and Baltimore. The wheelie,
And how many
like,
people raise your hand watching the show can wheelie like them dudes? I can't. Hell
Nobody.
no.
Nobody.
Checking their cell
Their
phones.
bike control, like the Baltimore, I think they're called the 12 o'clock boys because they keep the bike
Yeah,
straight.
they keep the bike at 12 o'clock.
That's what time they ride.
And they
dog.
are, I mean, it's insane how good they are on a motorcycle.
They'll be
Just-
doing 80 going.
Well, they're insane amount of control. Just bike controls.
It's
Next level.
amazing.
And there
So-
is a supercross star somewhere on this planet that just doesn't have the opportunity and the means to do
Yeah.
it. That we'll
His
never
back
know
tires
about.
worn out. He never get good starts.
the most capable supercross rider in the world, somewhere in Baltimore, riding a dirt bike around those parks.
on the street.
So we need to find that guy. The greatest experiment ever would be like trading spaces. We scoop this dude up, send him down to Colleen Millsaps, give him 2 years, and just see what you could do with this guy.
How if that happens? How long before Mitch Payton quits looking towards
Yes,
France?
you don't scout. You don't go to
We don't
California,
go to France
Glen
or
Helen.
Cali. We
You go to damn
All the
Peachtree,
scouts
Baltimore.
quit going to Loretta's. and they just
Peachtree
start going to-
Industrial
Don't worry
Boulevard.
about them results at Loretta's.
No,
Let's
there's
go.
some guy. I mean, look. I'm not to bore you with this, but there is metrics for baseball. This guy has figured it out. He's got the fastest throwing pitch camp in Ohio. It's $5,000 a week. He says if you can broad jump this far, you can jump this high, then I promise you can throw this hard. Those two metrics
wow.
alone. He's it's all quick. You know, broad jump and all that translates to raw speed. He goes, you can throw 90 miles an hour.
Yeah. Well, you
That's
know that
basically the
we're
numbers
not
say you can.
getting.
Yeah.
There's a lot of sports that are that way now. Like we're probably not getting the most elite athlete by athletic standards.
Not in
Heck no.
motocross. You
Not
got to be
athletic.
you got to be like a kid of a rich parent.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's
truly-
kind of that chops off 99% of the people on the planet.
Yeah, correct. So you take some kid that has got
Incredible hand-eye coordination,
runs
physically fit, runs up.
340. You know what I mean? Like
Broad
he's
jump, vertical.
Yeah. I mean,
Now I know that's not going to translate, but that does. I guarantee you, if you did the same thing with all the top motocross guys, there
Yeah.
are some metrics that will all be the same.
They'll all be the same.
They'll all be the same.
But what about this kid? I mean,
Yeah.
what's going on in the
so
islands?
we're coming down the road, and the roads are super narrow. We're in this. They have these awesome.
Hard to pass, if you will. So see, they're creating
they're
the
already working
champions.
on it.
Yeah,
They got
don't
these
even know it.
awesome Toyota vans down there.
Yeah.
Like the diesel Toyota vans.
sick. You can't
passenger
buy anywhere
vans.
else?
You can't buy them. You can't buy them in the United States.
Dudes customize them and stuff.
Well, no, they're just
proud
this
of 'em.
bone stock, brand new Toyota. That's a diesel.
But they
a
don't have
van.
rims and stuff. When I
No.
went down there, they had rims.
Oh, they stepped it
this
up,
is
dude.
like what the taxi is or whatever. Probably holds 12 people. And so I can see somebody coming on a bicycle, probably third of a mile away, right on this little narrow street, and I'm like, how your eye just catches somebody doing a wheelie,
Oh, yeah.
right? So I'm like, is that kid doing a wheelie coming toward? He's in like oncoming traffic, shitty road, potholes everywhere, not flat. You know what I mean? Like
Picking
kinda,
great lines.
right? And so with traffic now, there's traffic coming the other direction, and I can tell the way he's leaned back. I'm like, either he's got a huge front wheel on this bicycle, or he's wheeling the whole time. And I'm watching him.
He's either riding an 1890s high wheel.
Yes.
Mary Higgins
And
bike.
I'm waiting on him to get
Hello.
close enough for me to like see when he's going to put it down. When he gets close enough that I could see him, no front tire,
No front tire.
no
He has no front
forks,
tire, literally.
no forks,
How do you do
nothing.
that?
He had a
What?
set of
It's like the
handlebars.
only way he could ride the bicycle, right?
Only way he could ride
It's a
that bicycle
unicycle
was in a
bicycle.
wheelie.
Now that's next level, dude.
Like where his forks and the crown went, there was just a hole, and he's wheeling, and I turned. I was like,
What did I just see?
What the
Did
fuck?
anyone else appreciate this, or are you the
I
only
showed-
one zeroed
like
in?
at first, no,
You
I
gotta
just
find
pointed
this guy.
I pointed to my wife, and I said, he doesn't have a front wheel. And
She'd
she
be
was
like,
like,
okay, cool.
Yeah, girls don't know. They're
and
just
I'm just
like,
watching him go out of sight. Like we're going the other direction. I was like,
So he never like stopped or
I never saw him
jumped
stop.
off
I
or-
never saw him. He just,
How do you stop without flipping
He's
over?
going to work.
You just kind of ease it and balance
That's
out.
his only way to get to the sugar
he
cane
was, that
fields.
was, yes.
That's unbelievable. That's better than I
Ride
thought you were
with
telling
no
me a kick
forks.
ass. There's one way to there's a lot of bad things that can happen.
I mean, it'd be hard to wheelie without the weight of the wheel. Like, you know what I mean?
He did it for as far as the eye could
That's
see.
the
buddy.
only way that bike can be ridden.
that is a world champion. Go down there. Mitch
Sign
Faden,
it.
Roger DeCoster. Like
Yes.
you've heard about all those guys that scout these Dominican and all these great baseball
100%,
players.
yes.
He's
Find
down
that
there.
kid, yeah.
He's down there. He's doing it.
Just
like
get in the Toyota Hilux
Yes.
and start riding around. You'll
there's
pass
catchers
it.
that
Dude, I want a
makeshift
Toyota
gear.
Hilux so bad.
They're bad, dude. I know exactly
I
what
want
they
one
look like.
so
I just saw
bad.
them with rims and stuff.
Yeah, now the Hilux is like the best
Top of the
pickup
line.
truck you can ever buy because they can't kill them.
John, what about you? You were opposite parts of the country. So Nick was at the beach getting tanned up. You were testing them quads out in Utah.
God, smoking my legs, man.
But you got him ready. Nick got you ready. You think that helped? Though,
That's
that
the
trip
only reason I really
went
went
confidently
Nick
and went.
pretty much caused this vacation by teaching me, by taking me and going, dude, let's just go up here
Those
and see if
furry
we
on
can
the
do
inside.
Yeah, they're my winter vans.
it. Let me see.
Dude, these got fur on the
They're
inside.
winter. Oh
Yeah.
God,
I
You got the
their
baggy
fur, they're like
sweatpants, the
man,
vans
that
with
is
the
a
fur.
heated
Whoa.
wool-lined.
fur-lined vans.
That's they
Get
got
outta here.
snowflakes in them, dude.
Dude, that's sick.
So yeah, we all flew out there, and Rhett took Grant Hoffman with him, who's a local
Yeah,
A
dirt bike
class. Yes, so everything translates. Grant is good at everything. Of
course.
And I said, hey Rhett, you want to learn how to ski before we go? Nope, I'll learn when I get out there. And
Rhett's a solid dirt bike rider too.
yes,
though.
he can
Yeah.
ride a motorcycle
Yeah.
really well.
He went to
but-
Mammoth. He's never done Loretta's though. Doesn't
No,
all
but
the
he's raced
winter
all
Ams.
the Florida winter Ams
Yeah.
and stays. He's fine. He's a good rider. So, but anyway,
John, will you keep that tire spinning the whole
he
show?
just
Can you do that?
immediately could snowboard just like Grant.
Just
No
a
problem.
test
Just
now.
jump on it. Yeah, it's gonna hurt my shoulder after
Ain't
a
no
while.
way you gonna need surgery. Like
Man,
man,
it's already cramping
all
up.
right, forget it.
So he can immediately do it. Ava can ski like crazy. I was the weakest link as far as speed, but I skied. I don't know, 5.5
Hours. He was saying I skied 7 hours the
Well, I
last
skied
day.
5.5 the first day. There's nobody there. Nobody goes to
It's
Park
like being
City
at
in
Six
April.
Flags. Just
I
keep riding.
told you spring skiing is the bomb.
It was straight down the mountain, straight on the lift, 5.5 hours. Now that first day smoked me.
You look
I
like
came
Bambi,
back,
them legs all
and
shaking.
and I'm not good at it, so I'm using way too many muscles.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, it hurt so bad. But I just kept skiing, and then the next day was snowmobiles, and you got A class, Grant Hoffman. And Grant can pull some major stuff off on a snowmobile too, and Rhett would try to follow him, and he's a couple of
That's
notches.
what this kid that raced Loretta's, Cade Walker. He's now a Monster Energy snowmobile
Oh, for real?
rock star. Yeah.
Yeah. So Rhett goes to try to side hill something the way Grant was doing it, and the snow breaks away, and he rams a tree, and the snowmobile's stuck up in this tree, but buried in snow, waist deep snow. You know, that was cool. It was real fun to get it out. We got it out. though.
Oh yeah.
Let me tell you, that's a pain in the ass. Though. You get a snowmobile stuck.
God, they're heavy. They weigh like 450 pounds or something, man. And so,
If you'd been training with that Goldwing, you'd
why
been
didn't
ready
I
for
have
it.
skis on the Goldwing, and a
Train.
big belt on the back? But that gave me a break from the skiing to ride the snowmobile the second day, and then me and Ava skied 7 hours straight that last day.
I like it. I like
And
it.
it wasn't until about the 6th hour that I finally quit using too many muscles, and I just rode
Flowed
the
with
skis. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was fun, man. It was a good trip.
Spent about 12 grand.
Up. It was
Not
$15,000 for that trip, and we probably left an expense or two out. It's a chance it could have been $16,000, dude, and that's in like kind of almost off season
What does it cost like to
Like,
go January, New Year's weekend?
at the height.
The week is the week.
Christmas to New Year's,
Yeah, Christmas to New Year's.
That's the highest. peak.
$21,000.
It would be
I mean,
ridiculous. I mean,
that's pretty ridiculous.
I know.
because I could have went to Antigua and scoped out wheelie boys for way less.
For way less.
Yes, you could have.
Yeah.
But we this year, a buddy of mine went to Steamboat, and it wasn't even Christmas or New Year's. It was like New Year's Day for the next week, in a 2-bedroom condo was $6 grand.
Yeah,
Nope.
it's a lot, but it was fun. I've never
That's-
done that.
You did
No
it.
lift
Yeah.
tickets, no.
Had a great
nothing.
time with the
Lift
family.
tickets are $200 a day per
Right.
person, and there's a way to get a deal on them.
You know what you do right now? Like if you could literally go They got what they call an Icon Pass.
Yeah.
You can go on right now and buy it for like $500.
That's like man.
that'd be the
There's
week.
several different slopes it covers.
No, you can buy they have for like $600
it's for the season or
for
something.
the season.
Yes.
For $1,200, this got a few blackout dates. For $1,200, you can buy an Icon Pass, and they're good everywhere.
Just use it anywhere. Yeah.
And
Bunch of
there are
different
no
slopes.
blackout dates. No,
So if you knew
nothing.
you love skiing, there's ways to do it cheaper.
Right. You just
We
went the
don't
all.
know.
I don't know what the hell I'm
We
doing.
don't
way.
know.
There's ways to do every trip cheaper
Yeah.
than let your wife plan it.
Yeah, true. Very true.
This is a good day. These skis are nice.
Amanda's pretty tight,
Nice.
but she don't know any
Right.
of the details.
Probably
so-
should have hit Nick up. He would have been probably saved you $4,000.
or more.
Probably.
Who knows?
So we went out to. I went to the 2 hours away from you.
World Mini.
World Mini, and that's what these dorks right here that are editing this thing. So big shout out. Thanks to those guys for doing that though. Casey and Will Posey, who lives just north of us in Chattanooga or Dalton. They do all the editing.
If they're so good, why do we still look fat?
They
Hey,
need to
that
work-
first
work
one, they
on
made
that,
us
dude.
look like
No.
terrible. We looked like White Goodman in Dodgeball at the very end where we were
Yeah.
like,
The
You know,
funniest
Chuck
comment and all that
Norris.
was Jared said, only thing make this video better if y'all were in a gym.
dude, we looked like we weighed 7,000
It's what that GoPro
pounds.
does, and when you compress it down to one shot, it's one shot, one wide shot, and then it's whatever.
Well,
They
And
just
we
say-
were on
they-
the edges, so we were worse.
They say the camera adds 15 pounds and we got like 12 cameras.
So,
Right.
dude, we added 2,000 pounds apiece.
So Tony Alessi was out there at the World Mini. This is the second year that Vurb's done it, and they almost double the entries. So it's coming from. This is a 45-year-old race. Like I got to get some of the history
NMA.
of her. Yeah, Ron Hendrickson went to a GP, and he goes, "Man, I really like this format." So the first race he did was at Indian Dunes and called it the World Mini GP.
Yeah.
He liked their format. So the way they do it, they have a free practice, and then they come back in with a race, 5-lap race that then is your gate pick for the next 2 races.
Okay.
So that's just their format and how
That's
they do
back
it.
when there were 4 to 6 classes.
Yeah, now we have
amateurs.
way many more classes than that.
Now
But,
there's 46.
but it still works.
Yes.
Like they gave you the most track time of just about any race you go to.
Yeah, they
The
had kinda long motors,
7-lap
right? 15
races,
minutes?
12 lap pro races.
Yeah.
And you know the pros got their own practice and they got 2 motos that day. You rode a crap ton of races. Like Preston Kilroy rode.
Do they let big bikes go too?
Oh yeah, it's all everybody's here at this
Wes
one.
said something like it's about an hour of track time per class
Easily
for your
Easy-
weekend or your.
Oh, no, without a doubt.
How are we not at this?
Dude, that's
He
for
was
fast
almost
people.
there. He was almost there.
It's for fast people, Nick. I
Kiefer
don't
was
think
there, and
that-
I've never got a chance to actually meet Chris face to face. He did say, I said, man, how have I did in all the years I've never. This is the first time I've ever shook your hand. And he goes, you had me on DMXS in 04. I'm like, I don't remember. It's 20
Well,
years
he was
ago.
still racing.
Yeah, he was
like,
racing
for real,
chasing
then.
the dream back then. So he had his kid out there, Aiden, who was fantastic.
Aiden's going fast.
Aiden's legit.
Now he was staying here in Georgia for a minute when Mike Brown was with Triumph here,
Oh, right on. That's cool. Doing some riding.
and
up
he
there.
was riding there. Yeah.
There's a dude coming. I mean, there's a few dudes coming, but Tace Morgan on a Yamaha. It's the first time I got to see him over
Is
and
it
over and over.
Tace?
Tace. He's good, man. He's got that dog in him. He reminds me of Cooper Webb just in his.
Yeah, boy.
He talks a lot. And he goes, "Ain't nobody beating me." Like he's very confident at everything he does, and he's a tiny little dude. He's
Even
feisty
better.
as shit, and it's just cool to watch that little dude get it done. He's a Yamaha Blue
How do you
Crew kid.
spell that name? I mean, is it,
Tayce.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
I kept trying to come up with. Like,
And there's
what
another
is-
guy, Alvin Hillen, who I've seen for a while out of California. He looks just like Jason Anderson. He's had kind of spotty little rides here and there, like be on a Cowie one year, a Honda, this, that, and other. But his jersey comes immediately untucked. He looks like him. He's tall, he's lanky, hauls mad ass. He's only 15. And so he'll be fun. Like just going forward, those are the guys that I picked up from the race.
Yeah.
But West End did a good job. They went old school with these 6-foot tall trophies, big ass trophies.
And that's got to be
That's a cool-
pricey, right?
For sure.
Because I'm
for
sitting
sure.
here
I
thinking
made
about
those
the-
things for a living. That's probably. I mean, it's probably. It's way more than these plaques. That most
Yeah,
people
that's
get.
what I'm getting at.
We're
It's
talking
probably 3 times the cost of a
Oh
plaque,
no,
right?
way more.
Way
than
more.
that. Probably.
Which is a big move.
I
for
could
them.
make a plaque and sell it to you for $9.
Yeah.
And then these trophies, my costs are probably around $35-$40, and I'm probably going to get $80. So we're talking
Yeah.
probably $10,000 worth of trophies.
So that's a big step.
Yeah,
from
kids
a
dig it.
for a Verb to take that step
Yep.
and just go, hey man, we're gonna make this special. They may not have to do that forever,
They will for this.
But-
they will always be at these races. Like the World
Yeah.
Mini will always get that.
but I mean,
glitzy-
just to get the thing rolling. This
Yeah.
was year 2, right?
Yep.
Of
But
the
going-
resurrection.
Going back, like Ron had done it for 45 years, and from Indian Dunes
Used to be in Vegas. Or
Vegas was the last stop, and Glen Helen for a year or two. But it's got a long history.
I'll bet Saddleback had it at some point.
Maybe.
Who knows? I mean, I just remember as in the 80s that thing was the deal. Bouncing around California.
That was the deal, yeah.
It was a big race.
Huge.
Like it was the who's who kind of race.
NMA stuff. That and Ponca, he had it all. Like he was the original OG of mini cycle promoting, and his son. I didn't know this. His son was on Sports Illustrated.
Kurt.
On the
what was his name?
It might have been.
Am I just making
Might have been
that
Kurt
name up?
Hendrickson. No, you might be right.
I got that in my head. I don't.
He's
know.
on the front page. Is it two mini? Anyway, the cover is pretty iconic.
On a motocross
on a mini bike
cover. Oh,
on a mini bike, 77
on Sports Illustrated. That's pretty bad.
Yeah, there's not. I think Ryan Dungey's been on it, Steve McQueen, and this kid.
So wow.
I think if those are the three guys.
I sort of remember something about that.
What Steve McQueen picture did they use?
The one from the Great Escape jumping on that Triumph over the fence.
Yeah.
So it wasn't the one with him like.
No, I'm wrong. He's in a desert.
Goggles with
He's
no
goggles
shirt.
shirt. That's my icon on Facebook or
That's
whatever.
a great
100%.
picture, man.
Yeah, he's so shredded.
Yes.
What's his name? Is it on?
We should recreate
The
that
bullet?
picture with
No,
everybody.
in not Winter's Take All, but on any Sunday.
Steve McQueen. Oh, Harvey Mushman,
Harvey Mushman
or something.
That's it. Harvey Mushman.
That's great, man. I mean, did he really do that? Did he sign up under the wrong name? Just
just he don't want to. Yeah, Steve
we
McQueen.
don't need
Holy
fans
shit,
out here.
Steve McQueen.
I just want to race.
He's just a dirt bike dude, though, for sure.
100%. Yeah.
So I was there, and Tony Alessi's there, and he's racing there with his daughter.
Did he actually race? Tony was fast on
He was an
mini bike.
announcer and stuff.
Okay.
I know he announced back in the day. I don't know
Do
if
you
he
ever remember? Probably 84.
Hell no, I don't remember that. No.
He had some good results here and there.
I wouldn't doubt it.
On a Honda.
And then he transitioned to announcing, and his kids started whatever. And
See it one
So
day.
his daughter's racing now.
his daughter's racing.
And how old is she?
5 maybe. She's on a PW, but
She pulled a whole shot.
the funny thing
She
is
had to.
No, he's got the number to one of the track guys who then Gary's like, oh man, Tony's already hit my track guy up. He's
Want to
like,
know this gate
I'm just gonna get
procedure."
this is Tony Alessi, and this is just him not being a dick or anything.
Dude, he's just competitive.
He's like, hey, PW's coming up. We're gonna blade this track. What are we doing? Like he's hitting the track dude up, and then Crane, who's another one of the guys, loves our show. We have 3 people that like our show, but he works for Verb.
That is awesome.
3
'Cause
people,
a
dude.
couple of months ago, it was just
2.
2.
At
And we lost the Latvian people.
One more, after the whole big Latvian.
Yeah, but after what happened, I
don't
think
blame
that's
him.
fair.
That's fair.
Cancel culture and all. We
Crane
Latvia
was on the
guys.
line, putting Steve Mathis on the line. He was going to race the PW class, right? So Mathis was right.
Mathis was going to
He
race.
raced. He was there, and they were like, put him on the PW class, and just for the heck of it.
Oh, just give him some track time.
And then
right?
Crane goes, as the race is taking off, Tony's all focused watching his daughter ride away. He goes, hey, did you notice one of those PWs was illegal? Which one? Like he immediately went into full
ready to
racing mode.
protest, son.
I don't know if he would have done that, but it was
but that's awesome.
Crane got his attention. He was just cutting up. But I think what I'm hearing is there's another Alessi, possibly a male coming down the pipe here.
In the pipe.
So number 802, it's got to be 802,
802.
right?
There's no other
801, 802, got to
What
be.
you didn't? The girl. What number did she have?
I don't. You know what? That's funny. I don't.
We
even-
really should check into that.
I should have. It's on the World Mini results page. I just did not even check into that.
This kid may have to be 803.
It might have to be,
Well-
unless when you have like a guy come from one team to another and he can buy the jersey from like Kyle Pitts was about to have to give his jersey up to Kirk Cousins, our new quarterback for the Falcons. And he said it would cost a couple $100,000. So
Yeah,
I don't
you
know
want
what
this
it would
number?
cost.
What are you
It's
going?
gonna
What are you
cost
willing to pay?
It's going to cost. You know what?
One thing you can't.
You know
deny,
the 000 is not for sale. I want to make that clear right now.
That's Sugar Balls Blackman. He don't
Never.
give up anything.
Nothing's for sale. Nick's riding.
Well, numbers. He don't give up them.
His
numbers.
body's for sale.
Yeah, his
Always.
body's-
Always.
But you can't ever
this.
say Tony Alessi didn't try.
Heck no.
He turned every stone that could be turned.
He
And-
is like
and
Bill
threw a few.
Belichick and Nick Saban.
and threw a few.
And threw a few. Yes, he threw some stones.
No, he
but
didn't do the Vince Freezy stuff, but
No,
that
but
dude
I mean,
threw stones.
if all of us had somebody that would have fought for us as hard as he fought for his kids, I mean,
Yeah,
you probably do better than you did just because he tries to give you every chance. And people that ride for his team will say the same thing. They're like, you could just mention something, and Tony will just get on the phone right then and order it. Okay, we got to have this. Can you get it here tomorrow?
Yeah,
I'll
like-
come pick it up. Whatever. And
There's
we'll try
always the fuel gate stuff at what was that? Yeah, I think that was the Terry Varner Super Mini fuel gate stuff. I remember where I was playing golf with Iser and some other people, and they were talking about the fuel gate stuff. This was before Ricky's fuel gate stuff. And then there was the Adam Chatfield claiming that was a thing.
Was
and
that at the was that the big $1 amateur race? Didn't he win that?
No, Adam Chatfield was
who won that?
Adam Chatfield was related to he brought in the guy that came in and raced.
That's what it was. And
won the truck. It was
C-class
Attack
money
MX.
race.
I was announcing that one.
Yeah,
in
you
Texas.
called me from there.
I'm like, dude, it's a 40.
You said, dude, you should come out here and race this thing.
You could have won a truck.
That's so
And
dumb. But it was like but I wasn't even in the C class. Wasn't it like a C class?
It was C's only. And you could either take 40 in cash or a Chevy or Ford dually truck.
Yeah, a dually, dude.
And they took the truck. It was Attack MX. And the dude goes, I'll take the truck. And it was Chatfelder brought him in from England.
Yep.
And then they found out he was not legal, and they said, you can come get the truck, left that damn truck somewhere. And the kid that had Tourette's wanted in second. He's like, whoa, whoa. He was yelling during I just remember him. He got
I'm
second.
trying not to.
But he got second, and I guess hopefully he got reunited with his truck.
So
But that was part of an Alessi.
So they
that wasn't
brought
quite
in
an Alessi thing there. That had nothing to do with him.
but
That just made me remember that.
yeah, they brought in the European A rider
Yep.
to win the
Or
C
B or
class
whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a wild.
And then they had the
That was kind of during the recession too, if I remember right.
probably
07
5,
or
6,
8?
7. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And then they had the bike swapping deal on the line where they wanted to ride I think, if I remember correctly, another bike on the practice bike on the parade lap at Loretta's, and you can't do that and race your race bike. Then Jeff got a better gate pick, so they wanted to swap bikes, let Mike get that gate pick. Right. So, it's just worth asking. I mean, you didn't know. I would have tried it myself.
Well, and even if you do know, if nobody sees you,
you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
that's where we're headed, right? I mean,
yeah,
it's like if they don't see me, I'll just try. So both says Alessi.
Hey, those are the things they got caught for. They might have got away with a lot more.
We don't know.
But there's a ton of people that probably got away with shit that we're not even talking about.
I would love.
They were not as high profile.
They were not as high profile.
When Tony is on his deathbed, I want to tell you about a time whenever he starts confessing.
He's not going to confess. He's going to say one thing I should have tried that I didn't. He's going to wish he had 5 more minutes.
That's
to test that one more
thing.
mod. That's what
funny.
it would be. No, I just think about that parade lap bike. Is the goal to have the cold engine?
Just maybe not dirty tires.
If it's
maybe, I don't know, maybe it's a mud race.
Maybe it was a mud race.
You want to not have the dirty.
I was just thinking, like, what's the advantage? Who cares? But a colder 4-stroke will make a little more power.
Or if you're concerned about, like, some of these bikes are built to go 15 minutes and 30 seconds.
Especially back then, probably.
Especially for those guys.
Because I know Adam Cianciarulo or Kyle Chisholm, his AC1 lost 3 motors in 2 days at Loretta's.
Oh, wow.
Like, they were all his in a row.
Because they were so finely modified that
12, 15 years ago, those 250s.
Well, I'm talking about the mini bikes that Mitch would build. Those things were like, this is good for 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Not really, but that's just.
No, but you're pushing.
You're not wanting to put this thing out for 8 motos.
Yeah, we're not.
Hey, speaking of Adam Cianciarulo, do you think there's a based on his retirement and the love he just got, has anybody ever been more liked than that guy?
I don't think so.
And I know there's been more successful, whatever. I'm talking about just everybody, the outpouring of appreciation.
I've never heard anybody say anything bad about him.
No, he's awesome, dude. And
there's been some other awesome dudes too. Don't get me wrong.
I mean, we had him on the show. He was awesome. He was like, he talked to us. I mean, that was great.
He's always cool.
Yeah.
I just think when you release your statement on social media, there's going to be some keyboard warrior, but there wasn't. He had nothing but
even Cooper
praise.
Webb you made me better.
Yes.
For whooping my ass, you made me better.
Yeah.
Some great videos. So props to him. I just thought that was really cool. And it just made me think, I'm like, I don't know that there's another guy that because there's some people, man, Jeremy McGrath, screw that guy. He's so good. He's so good. Or
they're so good,
whatever.
we hate him.
There's some story. I just don't know any stories about AC.
Cianciarulo, I mean, he's retiring, but you got to say, he's got that dog too because that cat has had a tough go with injuries.
Shit, yeah.
Nothing was going to stop him.
He just kept riding.
Just kept coming
Fortner's
back.
the same way. I think Fortner's right. And
he just keeps riding. Okay, if they can get this fixed, I'm going to be there.
It's what successful people do. They just don't. They're
persevere.
not giving up.
And dude, kudos to Mitch. Like, is he the guy he is, or not the guy he is, but does he win what he wins or whatever? If Mitch does not stay with him, dude.
Because Mitch
stuck out.
Just held the door
years.
like, here, man, it's open. You're
Here's
staying
the bike.
here.
It's
that
there.
speaks to his character too.
He's
Both
done
of
that,
them,
though.
but to Adam's character, because if somebody likes you so much, they just stick with you.
Yeah.
There's
That's a
something
great
to that because
sign.
that's because it's a money game.
Yeah.
And they don't always stick with people
That are dicks.
Yeah.
No, heck no. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, there's asshole tax paid
But
by
you'll
plenty of
see
people.
Adam will have opportunities just
He
because he's
could
such
be
a
in the
good
booth.
human being.
In a New York second.
Yeah.
If he wants to.
Well, he'll have any opportunity.
Yeah.
All he has to do is mention, I'd like to do this or that. The
Team
doors will open.
Kawasaki this, he'd be
He
a
never
great.
switched teams. He just rode for Kawasaki.
Tell me
I
the
heard
last dude has done that.
Next year, he's going to do the World Mini. He's going to do the World Minis in Vegas, and then he's going to do Loretta's.
And he's
Damn,
going to
he's
go to
doing
that
it all.
SCVMX
Yes.
race.
Whoa. He's following y'all's schedule? That's intense. What about Jason Lawrence? He was that.
He just said he wants to do. I want to do everything Kevin Kelly's doing.
Yes.
Oh, shit. He's coming from my. Then
He's coming for you.
I'm doing a podcast in Cobb County. Damn
Dude,
it.
is that going to happen?
Whatever.
We
Next
could
week
just add
is
a
going to
seat.
be
He could be here.
He could just take
Here we
my
are.
seat. I'll
We
sit
got
over
more
there
flaking
and watch you
couches.
guys.
John
Johnson.
Fireball Watkins, Nick Sugarballs Blackman,
And Adam Cianciarulo. Yeah. Whatever he does is going to dominate
All of
whatever
a
we
sudden,
do.
Kevin's truck pulls up and it's Adam in the truck.
He's looking
Hey,
through that
guys.
window right there.
Whoa, there's his eyes.
There they are.
There they are.
None of that's going to happen. We
Hey,
sound
dude,
like
the
idiots
doors are
right
locked.
now. You're making us look stupid.
Hey, when you come up next week, you see Adam's truck outside, and his dogs are like super vicious towards you now.
Whoa.
Pissed,
Yeah, he's
man.
taught your dogs to
He
hate me.
trained my dogs to hate you.
We do have Josh Grant on. We were kind of just chatting about him, and we'll get into some of the Josh Grant stuff. But man, when it comes down to style, he's still got it. And I don't like to go all dork out with. There's just a
Fanboy.
handful of dudes though. Every time I watch that guy ride, man, his kid's kind of picking up that same style, and his kid's coming by. Honestly, now Jason Baker, his kid is coming. His kid rode really well out there. That he took him from Day in the Dirt all the way out to Texas, and then from Texas on out to whatever and at Mesquite. So that kid's good. But when I think of Josh, I just think of style, dude, from miles
Looks
away.
really good on a motorcycle.
Yeah.
And you know it's him. There's certain people that he could be riding, just like the kid in Antigua. You could see somebody riding motocross 100 miles off, and you could know it's Josh Grant. He's very
Day in the
unique.
Dirt. He look. I mean,
Freaking stylish. man.
God.
Speaking of, you want to
I mean,
see if
he
my
barely-
phone will work, and then we can just call him. And
Well, let's check to see if your phone works.
I mean, it took him a while to get by me in that back section.
yes,
But
Nick's just
it
riding
worked.
a
It
wide bike.
son, they don't mess with Nick.
Grant, I don't care what the Jersey name says.
I got 2 fenders on the back of my shit.
Yeah, exactly.
So wide.
Too
Good luck.
wide. Just got them bolted side by side.
Did I tell you that Scotty Winterstrom texted me?
Oh, did he ever call
he
you
did.
back?
Well, he did. He goes, dude. He was laughing at the message because we were like, man, it's bullshit. You never answer my call. He goes, this is going to be the longest running joke. We'll just never have Scotty Winterstrom.
That'd
on.
be awesome. Yes. we just
But
keep
he goes,
calling.
I think I was either doing cheerleading stuff or doing a class or training.
He's
or
a
whatever.
cheerleader?
He trains cheerleaders.
Oh.
Well, that's a terrible.
No,
gig.
he was doing a moto class
feel
or
sorry for him.
doing daddy duties. What he told me. So we'll see.
So
if
that
we
was
can-
just completely made up about training cheerleaders.
no. His daughter was doing cheerleading stuff.
Oh, daughter.
He's
See,
the
I
coach.
that never occurred
I
to me.
merged the two.
I just pictured
training.
like a bunch of hot college girls really needing instruction.
no. I don't think.
Man, if
that-
there was just
I-
a trainer for that,
I applied for a college cheerleading coach job one time.
that's a good.
Are you freaking? Are you serious?
Nick will try anything, son. He
Hey.
don't care. Hey,
I-
they
no.
were hiring. They had a sign. Of course, he filled
They
out
ran
an
the
ad.
ad.
Yes,
I
not-
answered
it's
the
not
call.
Nick's fault.
I answered the bell like he
I
always
would have
does.
never done that if they didn't run that.
All right, let's
ad.
call Josh and see if we
Listen,
can't make this work.
Nothing on your resume has anything to do with cheerleading.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, but I know I can give you some stories about cheerleaders.
Yeah.
That's what he says.
You didn't go to my high school.
Yeah, that's why you don't know about my cheerleader experience. Idiots.
Idiots. God.
You
Come on,
dialed
Josh.
Scotty's number, didn't you? He's accidentally calling Scotty Winterstrom.
This might not work. We might
No.
just.
Yo,
What's up, Josh Grant?
what's up, man? How are you?
Are you getting this kid hyped up for this game?
We just left to drive up there right now.
Sweet.
You got the whole crew with you.
Oh yeah.
How are
Yeah,
those
we're
drives?
cruising.
What position does he play? This is Josh Grant, by the way, and we're talking travel baseball, which is I live that
Which is
and love
exactly
it.
what you thought we would ask.
Yes, we're going to spend 90 minutes of travel baseball with Josh Grant.
You don't have a 90-minute drive, do you, Josh?
No, I don't.
Okay.
No,
So
but
we can't do
so
that.
what? I know what position does your kid play?
Well, Easton played his first baseball game last night, and it was funny. He hadn't really ever played at all, and the coach was like, "All right, dude, you go to second." you're playing second." And so he goes and stands on the bag
Of
at
course.
second base. He's
Yes.
like, "Oh, I'm ready."
This is my spot,
I'm
dog.
ready. He said 2. I'm going to 2.
Yep. Oh, second base. I know where that's at.
Yeah, man, that's easy. What's next?
But we totally underestimated the town that we moved in. We were like, "Oh yeah, we'll play baseball." Kind of. We underestimated. We got there and it was like full trap, like pretty much a travel ball team.
Yeah, like the rec ball scene is almost gone. Like it's just all like pretty serious. You
Hardcore,
skipped kind of the whatever, and hopefully he has fun with it either way, man. You'll figure it out real quick if he's bored out of his mind and bringing his dirt bikes out there to jump over tabletops over second base or something.
Exactly right.
Let's hope he doesn't do that.
Now you got how many kids do you have? 2?
Yeah, 2 boys.
And your Wyatt's the one that's riding, right?
Yeah, he's the one that's been riding a lot more. Yep.
And you guys went out to Texas. How did that go? You've turned into like a legit mini dad.
Oh yeah, it gets even more legit because we're loading up and heading back to Texas to do another area qualifier for the South Central Regionals, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. So we're leaving on Thursday to head back to Texas.
Are we homeschooling or are we in public school?
Yeah, they're homeschooled right now.
Probably not a bad thing.
Though. They'll be in regular school pretty shortly.
You keep acting up, I'll send you to mess with all the dumb kids. You got to deal with all these kids. But so did you guys lay out your areas and regionals? Like, all right, here's my backup. My main focus is this one. If we can make it out of the Southeast, which is a gauntlet of tough kids. Hell, it's hard in Texas, I'm sure.
We did that last year. Yeah, we did that last year, and I just gave him one shot. I'm like, yeah, let's go to that region, or we'll do this area, and we'll qualify for that region. I'm like, one and done. If you don't make it, you don't make it.
Yep.
And then we had that full-on mud race at Muddy Creek, and lost a couple bikes, and it was just a mess. So my dad's like, look, this year you need to do a backup. I'm like, oh, I hate that, but whatever.
Yeah. How involved is your dad in and if so, is he enjoying it, or what's that dynamic like?
Oh yeah, he's probably more into it now than he was when I was racing.
Thanks a lot, Dad. But yeah, I'm sure he's probably learned from some of the stuff, and it's like a collaborative effort because I get that same vibe from Nick Way and his dad. Like it's such a cool team, and Timmy and his dad, all the father and son duos out there.
Yeah, it's been cool. So he's invested a lot, and he's pumped. Grandpa loves it.
I mean, you said he's into it. Is he less intense? How was he with you? Was he the typical mini bike dad, or what was he like versus what he is now?
I mean, we were intense, but I think you kind of look at it as like, all right, there's kids that got it, and when you got it, he's kind of like, okay, well, Wyatt's still learning. It's his, really his second full year racing.
Yeah.
So he keeps that in mind. But normally, no, we both get a little crazy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's just that family dynamic. So it's hard to turn it off. And I remember in baseball, like my kids played, and I would have to just up till they're about 11, and I just shut up. I'm like, man, these coaches know way more than I know, but unfortunately, you know way more than 99.9% of the people know. And does he listen to you at all? I think I asked your son that, and I think he goes, "Yeah, I do listen to my dad." I did ask him that, up in the tower.
He says that in front of people, but we get to the track, and he's like, "You don't know what you're talking about."
Jeez,
awesome.
All the kids say that. That's crazy. I did ask him that in the tower at Day in the Dirt, and I'm like, "Man, I know you don't listen to your dad." He goes, "Oh yeah, I do." I'm like, "You little liar! I know you."
I think when it's serious and it's like something where he's like trying to trust himself but doesn't really understand yet, and he looks at me, and I tell him like, hey, look, this is what can go wrong. This is what you got to do if you want to do it right. And then he'll listen when it's like, all right, intense, but it's like, hey, you're dragging your leg in every freaking turn. He's like, no, I'm not. Thing was up on the bars. I'm like, here's the video to show you.
Right.
Boom.
Yeah.
It's so much better now that you have video.
Oh yeah, back in our 8mm day, not necessarily that, but
so you can just prove
him wrong.
Yeah.
You guys got the training facility going on down south now as well. So, who all's riding with you guys in Florida?
Well, I'm still working on like building it up. But my goal is to get, probably some pretty much B riders and up, and do probably like a max of 10. But we got a full Supercross track, outdoor track. I will do some like camps and stuff like before the Loretta's when there's like kids that want to come train and get ready, or even for like mini-O's and stuff too. So I'll do like some one-off camps where, other kids and stuff can join, but mostly I'd like to get it to where it's just the people that want to go out there and work and have, the same goal we do and are on the same page. Everybody's there. You know what I mean?
Were you a pain in the ass back in the day to get you motivated to do stuff? Like there's some kids
No,
that
not
you didn't
at
mind working, you loved it.
Yep. I'm a grinder.
Since you got the new facility, that comes into a conversation we had before we got you on the phone. We're going to send a kid to you. Just give it
Hey, yeah, I got a funny I got a funny thought or we were talking about the wheelie boys and dude, that is a talent for a dude to wheelie like those guys do in Baltimore and all,
you know
all
what
the videos.
we're talking about, Josh? Those inner city dudes that just wheelie
Oh
anywhere.
yeah, we actually have them around here in South Florida quite a bit. They're either on street bikes or quads or whatever, doing wheelies.
Well, so our thought was, man, how cool would it be? And this is such a pipe dream, but if you just scoop one of them dudes up, like 13 years old, absolutely the best wheelie guy you've ever seen. There's obviously some skill there. There's some Supercross champion, not necessarily a wheelie boy, somewhere that just doesn't have the opportunities, never rode a dirt bike, but he just doesn't know he's that guy. But what if you took that dude for 2 years and then drug him up to Loretta's in like top fives? Or there's some dude like
there's some kid with that much skill that can just ride around on city streets.
Riding around like that, riding a wheelie like that's a talent. I mean, I don't know.
100%.
I mean,
that is honestly. I tried it, and the boys even do it on their Surons and stuff right now. I'm like, dude, I can't even do that.
It's hard, man.
And they're on their damn cell phone doing 80 miles an hour down the interstate.
Yeah, ordering pizza and stuff.
Seriously.
15-year-old kids with,
doing Instagram stories.
Yes, they're doing stuff that the Supercross champ can't do. You know what I mean? Like fifth gear wheelies, standing on the thing, dragging their hand.
I mean, there is
a
a skill set involved.
So
there.
we're sending you a kid.
So we got a kid that we are going to import from Antigua.
Yep.
Because Nick saw him in Antigua. This dude was on a motorcycle and he took the forks and tire off. Nick said he was coming at him and he had no front wheel and he went blazing past him. He goes, "What in the hell did I just see?" And that's this dude's daily driver.
He was just wheeling.
It sounds crazy, but he really.
I watched him wheelie for a mile on a bike with no forks, no front wheel, no nothing.
It's the only way you
can you
ride
imagine
it.
if he had a front wheel? Holy shit. That's nuts, man.
We're gonna bring that kid, drop him off at your facility, and then
we don't know his name
and
yet,
give him a front wheel and see what he can do.
As soon as we learn his name, we'll let you know.
3 years from now, you'll have a Supercross champ on your hands.
We'll all, it's like everybody's, like Mitch and all those guys will stop scouting Glen Helen and they'll head to the Dominican.
Quit looking to France for the next big
They're looking
thing.
where all the great shortstops are for baseball, and all them
They won't
Supercross.
even worry about lap times. How far can you wheel?
Hey, kid, let's see you ride Baltimore's downtown.
It'll be a pro circuit truck sitting on the streets of Baltimore.
Yes.
Hey, kid, come here.
Sign right here, son. Sign right here. So let's go back and talk about Wyatt, because man, he's slowly. I saw a few of his videos. I'm like, damn, dude, like the style is there. Like that Grant style is. I dork out over that. Like I can always pick you out on a bike, and he's kind of got that same deal. Same with Chad's kids. They're all kind of figuring it out.
Yeah, he's definitely gotten a lot of. And I don't know, it didn't really come from me. It was more just like, I think he just naturally, has been. I don't know. I've just been trying to fix and correct his form and do all that, and it's just kind of naturally got it,
Mm-hmm.
You wearing a coach's shirt right now? Does it say Easton's dad?
No, I am not allowed to be a coach. Ashley told me I'm out. I can't even talk behind the dugout anymore or yell at him what he needs to do right.
Stay in the box. It's game 2. He's already yelling at the umps. Come on, Blue. That was clearly a ball.
Yes.
Talking crap.
Yeah.
It's hard not to. You want to say a few things here and there.
Yeah, you got to remind yourself that umpire's getting paid $12 a game. Like, man, he does not need this.
No, I don't know how they do that.
Couldn't do it.
No, it'd be
Not at
awful,
all.
man.
And you see people, just like the mini parents yelling at their kids and like screaming.
Yeah, dude. Some of them are intense. They all think the kid is the next thing in baseball. And I'm like, dude, he's 5. Let's just let him have fun, man.
I tell you, I went to a tournament one time with my kid, and I realized, and you'll figure this out too. I got my kid wasn't trying, wasn't doing, you know what I mean? Just looked like wasn't performing to his ability, and I got so pissed. And then I just walked around outside. I was like, you know what? We're paying to do this. I'm with my family. I'm with my kid.
Not a bad deal.
Yeah,
I'm never going to get mad at him again for the. You know what I mean?
That was all it took.
Yeah, if it's up to him, it's
Until
up to
the
him.
next game.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then
And then I'll whoop
you
his
got to
ass.
start over.
Then I'm gonna
Kick
build
his
off
ass on the way home.
build off of this level of anger and then really step it up. So
Yeah.
I got to step my anger game up.
Yeah.
It's fair enough.
So I just took it out on somebody else.
Hey, so what year did you realize you had you had a shot at this? Because I was announcing all the stuff back in the day, but I don't think I was heading too far west to see maybe what you were up to, because I think you went to Loretta's. I think John said three times.
3 times it appears, based on the vault.
I think twice.
Twice, maybe.
Yeah, I know I went once on a mini bike and once on a big bike.
And you skipped a bunch of years. You had you went like 97 and then 03 or something. It was like a gap.
97.
Maybe not
Was it
97.
really that late?
I don't know. John's looking it up, but
Okay. I don't know. I mean, I'm saying 97. What do I mean?
that was 27 years
You mean
ago.
07.
I mean, how old are you, Josh?
Here, I'm in the real.
Josh is
37.
I mean, it could have been 98, 99. I mean,
Yeah.
it fits the age range, but dude, I was just watching Beyond the Moto or whatever it is
I gotta look.
on Fuel TV whenever you and Alessi were having your run-ins and you catch him at, I think, is it Colorado maybe, and then his dad's all mic'd up. I want to punch that guy in the face. Like, y'all had a nice little dynamic.
Yeah. We had a good one that year. I think he actually tried to stab my my mechanic with a screwdriver and a bunch of stuff. It was cool.
Stop
I think I just saw Tony at
is
World
terrible,
Mini,
dude.
and I think the word on the street is they're having a boy now. They're finally, you're gonna have to deal with this guy again. He's gonna be a few age year brackets ahead of you. True story. I think that, and I'm not kidding, because I texted Weege and all them, and they're like, really? And he's AMA 1 or whatever to give him that perfect
He's the
age.
right. He's the right age for the class.
Yeah, they kept him in.
January
In the test tube, you like January 2nd at 12:01 or whatever.
Joshua Grant
Yeah.
out of Redlands, California. It says 1997 on a Kawasaki 65 10-11. Does that?
and then 18 years later.
do-
Yeah,
have some-
I qualified, but I never went.
Oh, for real?
No, that's
So
wild.
they've got you
Yeah,
ninth
I think I did
overall.
Ponca and went straight back. It does?
Yes. I mean, the vault's wrong. It was wrong on me. This is Loretta's vault. It was wrong on me for a couple of years, and somebody fixed it. But then it truly shows 01, 02,
Wow.
and 03.
Huh.
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think I remember.
It
Hey, there
showed-
might be some
I know
leftover
02,
contingency.
I got one of those plates to prove it.
There you
so.
go. Yep.
They were wrong on John, and they had him it's 10th instead of 9th, and he sued them.
Oh, it was a real gnarly,
No.
gnarly court battle.
It was worth $48,000 to get Kerry
Yeah.
Joe to change
pick
that
up
one
one
position.
spot.
Tim Collar's like, cool, man. We'll change it. Calm down.
Sorry, sir. I mean, you don't back these suits down. Why are all these men here in suits?
Take it all the way to the Supreme Court. I want my night.
I mean, Carrie Joe is a lawyer, so this is easy.
Yeah, it's easy. Nothing to it.
Hey, what was your favorite round? Like, besides Hangtown? I mean, was Hangtown like your favorite? I mean, you hauled ass there, but like, what was your favorite round on the outdoor series?
Oh, it would definitely be like Redbud. I love that.
Oh, for real.
Yeah. I mean, I like Hangtown too. I mean, obviously that was my first race, or first national that went really well. But
Yeah.
for like overall, like out of all the places I ever went, I always enjoyed going to Redbud.
That's
got a
not
good
a surprise.
vibe.
That's a beautiful
It's got
track.
a good vibe. On
Yeah,
that
for
weekend.
spectators and all. What was the least? You never did Troy, Ohio, right? That place was done before you, right?
Yes, I did. I did the last year they ever had it, and that was my rookie year. I think it was in 04.
Was that hot?
Was it the hottest day of your life? Because I was there.
There was one year it was like 102.
Yes,
or
they
something.
said there was popcorn popping. It was all
It was so gnarly. It was so hot.
got that nice fluffy
Down in
Ohio
the
dirt.
valley.
Not really, because
No,
it's
a
hard
hard
ass,
pack.
hard as shit.
Yes.
And they had that. What was that?
It
12
was
pack.
like I don't know. It was like a backyard kind of track. Like really, it wasn't anything. It was like really narrow through the trees, and yeah, it was different. That's for sure.
Yeah, that one ran its course for sure. And then the Blue Groove stuff. My brother got a hole shot there on his cheater bike. I'm like, Kyle, you got to settle down, dude. Like, you are not a hole shot guy. He had that thing. It was a bored out 144, and he ripped a hole shot. And when his day qualifier, I'm like, you've never done that in your life. They're gonna break.
Yeah, they're gonna wonder who you are.
Had he stayed up there, but of course he
They're
went.
gonna protest you.
Yeah, he went backwards real quick, so he took care of the protest himself.
Right.
So
Yes.
there's no denying that.
This guy
Tell
got
me about
out.
what's going through your mind when you're out there ripping it at Hangtown, because you go pretty deep in that moto. I think you win the first moto, right?
No, I was leading, and I went down in one of the turns, like down at the bottom of the hill, and that's when the Honda had that hot start thing, or like
Mhm.
lever to get the decompression or whatever, and if you just didn't kick it right the first time, it was game over. And I literally kicked and kicked. I felt like half the damn moto for it, and it never started. We got it back to the rig, and they ended up changing a bunch of stuff. And yeah, I don't think I finished that one. And then I think the second moto I did, I don't know, something like, I can't remember. But I liked it. I mean, Hangtown was sick. I mean, God, I had a lot of hole shots from gate number 7. So every time I went there, I was like, I just nailed that gate.
Just call
lucky
it,
number 7.
Gate 7 yeah.
I don't even care if I get 30th pick and that gate's open. I'm getting
it. Yeah.
What about your least favorite track? Would it be Troy?
No.
Really?
My least favorite? Shoot. I don't know. They were all pretty decent. I'd say, I don't know. Southwick probably. I mean, I liked that it was sand, but there was no jumps.
Yeah.
What about your favorite and least favorite bikes? Like, were you always on pretty damn good equipment? Like, I don't remember you being on some janky ass Bill's Pipe Suzuki.
I've always had pretty good bikes. My favorite was probably the 09 Yamaha before it got all crazy with the upside down street bike engine.
Backwards engine.
But
yeah, the street bike engine.
How was that like? Did you ride that thing and test it? And like, oh my God.
It had some bad reputations at first.
Well, at first, I think went out testing with Coy, and we hopped on the new bike. It was the 2010, and it had this weird noise like from the intake and the air filter or wherever that thing was up under the airbox or under the seat.
Yeah, all the V-Stars had that.
Yes.
Oh yeah, the first triple I went off on and I heard it like kind of suck. I felt like the damn thing was gonna blow up. I literally jumped off the bike on the triple and just like grenaded this thing. Coy's like, "What happened?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I think this thing just blew up."
But you basically jumped off for no reason, right? It was
still running.
It
pretty much. Yeah, it was fine.
Oh,
it was
Jesus,
just a noise.
dude. That's scary.
I'd be a little gun shy after that, dude.
We battled for like, I don't know, a few months leading up to the Supercross season. I'm like, dude, just let me ride my old bike. I'll be fine. I'll crush it. And he's like, Yamaha won't let it. We can't do that. It's just, and all the things why you can't. But yeah, I pushed back on that bike quite a bit.
Wasn't it a lot fatter than the 09? It seems like the 10 model just got really wide.
It didn't. It was super awkward, really weird. Big old fat tank,
shaped funny.
Yep.
How do they come up with that? Like, how do they go
from such a Virago, son? That's how.
From such a 09 to the 09 was great. Then the 10 is just like light years different. Do they think, oh, this is the one? This is better.
They reversed the engine, man. I mean, the whole thing was different. It had the curly Q exhaust pipe that wrapped around. Thing was weird.
Well, it's about selling. It's about selling units. So they had to redesign a bike that's already been developed for 9-10 years, and that was the last year of that frame, that whole that whole deal. And so it's like, oh, we got to sell the units. We're coming out with a completely new bike, and
yeah,
fingers crossed.
Yep.
Wow.
For several years, it was fingers crossed.
Was there anything else like that you asked, like that would totally make sense if you just had it and you asked for, and there was a dumb reason you couldn't get it, and it made would make your bike so much better?
Well, for sure, right?
Not really. I mean, we all had access to quite a bit of stuff. It was more on the lines, I think, like, hey, we have a guy that's going to run this. We want you to run this suspension instead, so we can get double the testing and have multiple options. I did that with Cowie. With Eli, and they were like, well, he's gonna run KYB and you're gonna run Showa, but it wasn't anything. I mean, everything was still really good with every company.
Yeah
I go back to like MC trying to ride that 93 frame for as long as he could before they finally made him switch over, which he rode it for longer than like you're talking about. They said line in the sand, new bottle, new bike, we're riding this thing no matter what. But I think
those looked similar, man. The 09 to 010 Yamaha.
You couldn't fool anybody with that.
Nobody's going to be tricked by that.
Yeah. That's completely different.
How fun was it to bring a race win to those dudes at Yamaha after, whenever you finally did do it when you should have crashed with all that shit hanging off your bike or whatever?
Dragging hay bale covers.
Yep, dragging banners.
Yeah.
I can remember being tense thinking you're going to lock up.
The brakes are done.
The wheel is going to lock up. I can remember being tense during that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I honestly to be able to do that though for Coy and that team is just, I don't know, it was huge, man. It was one of the best feelings ever, but also nerve-wracking. We had a really good season that year with podiums and we won some outdoors and stuff too. So it was it was gnarly.
And Coy was a really big personality, right? Like he loved to pick on you or pick on people, and he was you got any good Coy stories about things he said or did? Because he always called people names, and he was pretty funny.
Yeah, that was like a normal everyday deal. You know, he'd almost try to find dirt on you just to call you out or have something to roast you for like a week, you know. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, the big probably the one I remember the most is I think I was training with trainer Tim, their guy that they had as their training coach, and I forgot to do my workout one day, and Tim's like, "Hey, you better get it in." So I went down, and I had like the passcode to get into the JGR, the NASCAR shop, and it was probably like 8:30. We got done with dinner, and Tim's like, "Did you get your workout in?" I was like, "Oh no, I'll go do it." And I think I waited like another hour or two. Well, I went in and called, and it was probably like 10 o'clock at night. And I went in there, punched in my number. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do it. Busted out my workout, and as I was like, I don't know, halfway through, door opens and it's Coy, and he's looking at me, and he's like, I was gonna drag your ass out of bed or out of the house to get this thing done. So I'm glad you're sitting here right now.
Oh my God, dude.
Not gonna let it go.
I mean, that's wild.
10 o'clock at night, all the lights are off, and Coy walks in by himself, just like, hey, oh, good. I'm just making sure your ass is in here.
Oh, that's
pretty
funny.
cool.
How innovative was that team, like in terms of getting shit done? Like, because they were, I mean, they had all these resources from the NASCAR side. Did you ever see any of that bleed over and go, man, that's pretty cool? We can't really make those changes that quickly out in California.
Yeah, I mean, we had obviously the crew and team that he had set up with Jeremy and Dean and Yulo and, you know, Euler, like all those guys, like anything we could think of or create, they could make, and we could test, you know, like within that week or 2 weeks. And
awesome.
I felt like that really helped kind of, elevate the team, and it moved fast. Like I don't remember what year it was, 13 or 12 or 13, one of those years. The freaking bike was just an absolute rocket ship, and it was like so scary to even ride. And we went to Glen Helen. I think that was the only place I was like, you know what, I could deal with this today. I could like barely even try and just give it throttle up the hill, and that thing was just lightning fast right up to the top. You know, it was cool.
Yeah. That the layout of that team was way different than anything really that had ever been done, I guess, in moto, right? I mean, to have your in-house trainer and all the guys are together, and that was kind of the first
like a team
time.
concept. That's kind
true
of
team
coming
concept.
from the coach himself.
Do you remember thinking that was odd, or did you remember liking it? What's your thoughts on that, Josh?
I definitely I liked it. For me, it was kind of what I needed, especially at that time. But yeah, I think it's I don't know, it's a different dynamic. You look at like the Alden Baker program, and you have like all the guys riding together and doing all their motos and training, but to have the whole team in one spot, and I mean, it's from engine, you know, to everything, all that, it definitely changed the game moving forward and it was early on, and I think everybody's trying to implement that now. You look at Star, right, and those guys have Ricky's compound, and they go, and you know, the whole team is at the track. They can ride, work on their stuff all at the same spot, you know, and you see that kind of happening a little bit more now with Triumph, and you know, so it's I feel like they originated that, and you know, did something right.
Yeah.
What do you think about training with guys like? I mean, I know you kind of asked that same question, but I know there's some dudes that are like, man, I would never, back in my day, like I think Stanton goes, dude, I got to get my shit in. I don't want to see these dudes. I don't really want to know. He said he felt so confident when he trained by himself, and then he didn't really, because you didn't want to get laid into
really
a pecking order.
Did,
yeah,
right?
you still had confidence come race number one, where you might be the fourth fastest guy at Star every damn day. I wonder if that's good or bad, or what's your take on that?
I mean, I never really did that either. I mean, this is kind of like a new concept that's been like floating around the last couple of years. And I mean, Alden kind of started that program. I think it helps in certain areas where you need to be pushed and you're like, all right, I got to beat this guy. You know, but there's nothing about, or I don't know, there's something about people that show up for just on race day. There's just different types of racers. When that gate drops for a race and the intensity is up, no matter how many laps, or, you know, if you're getting beat by 4 guys at the test track or the practice track, is it really going to, you know, that doesn't really matter. But what matters is, you know, Saturday night or whatever the outdoor race. And some people are just gamers. And I feel like that's the difference, you know?
Yeah.
Now, what and your take on training facilities? Now, I know you're about to start one, so I know you don't want to dog them, but I think you and Dungy and a few of the other kids are the last dudes to come through that weren't really a part of a training facility. It's not nearly as prevalent out west. Like I think you have Grindstone, and that's, you know, you got to get into the southeast before you see all these training compounds. What's your take on how to be different and how not to be another training facility and how not to get caught up in all that? And do you tell somebody, like, hey, man, would you tell somebody, I don't want to take your money, I just don't think you got it, go home? Say
Would
on
I?
someone, yeah.
No, I mean, yeah, that's kind of like the point, you know, is like, if you're here to, that's why I said, when I look at setting up, you know, a training facility here, I want it to be like guys that are going to be, you know, that are committed, that have the same goals, and that are, you know, looking ahead at the same goal. But I don't know. I that's why it's kind of new. It's like new grounds for me. I haven't really had a chance to, you know, be involved in one, or, you know, I'm kind of learning myself. But yeah, I think it does serve its purpose, and it helps. You know, it's just a way of how you manage and, you know, direct the kids and help them both or all achieve what they're looking to get. You know.
Yeah.
And I think there's some balance to it. Like I don't want to name. I don't think anybody says you need to just train, don't race. But I think we've lost the gate drop deal, man. Like I know dudes that just go area, regional, Loretta's. I'll do 5 races and that's it. Yeah. I think back in the day, how many races a year do you think you raced back in? You know, I mean, I know.
Dude, I raced almost every damn weekend.
Yeah.
Like I didn't train, I didn't ride bicycles, I didn't do anything, but I rode so much, or I raced a lot. I maybe didn't ride a lot, you know, or I mean, train as far as like off the bike stuff. But I mean, my dad was like, "Yep, Saturday REM, Glen Helen, where we're going. Boom. Yep. Oh, Wednesday night at Paris, we're racing. You know, hot summer nights." It was like I raced probably more than I practiced.
And,
yeah,
but you know, you got to think I think that we're missing that now a lot with the training facilities, because you're going to ride. I've never been fast, but I go faster at a race than I just cannot push myself to do that.
Yeah.
In practice, it's not the same. And for you to do it every weekend,
you can't get that feeling. You can't get that intensity. You can't get that, you know, you know, energy or that rush in practice. No matter how many times or however many people are at practice, it's not the same, you know. Yeah. And I feel like, I mean, that's why with Wyatt and I, we're going to do gate drops. We'll ride, you know, local stuff. We'll go to Monster Mountain and do, you know, the Alabama State Championship races. We'll go out and I want him just to get gate drops and get familiar with racing, because that's what he hasn't done he hasn't been a part of. So I feel like that's the goal here.
Hey, what's the baseball cart look like? You got one of the big wagons with easy ups. We got music. We got walk up music. What are we doing?
He's got a backpack with a bat on each side.
Right now, we just got a bat. We just got a ball, bat, and glove in Easton's bag. We want to make sure he does it. But with Wyatt, when he played travel ball, I mean before COVID, because like he didn't really start riding until COVID time. I mean, yeah, we had the whole cart, we had the easy ups, the cooler on the back,
hell
yeah,
you
the
did.
banner for all the kids.
Yeah.
Slip and slide, rolls out.
You have juice boxes. Was your mom like, or your wife was like the super team mom, orange slices and juice boxes?
Oh yeah, she was doing the goodie bags and all the good stuff.
That's funny. You forget about that.
Yeah,
I had completely forgotten about all that.
I
lived
a minute
ago.
And then it was Crown Royal for the pops. Here you go, buddy. Cheers. Clank.
Crown Royal.
Yeah.
We had some of those dads. I'm like, this dude's...
That's good. It's a good balance, you know, like
it's wholesome, dude.
I feel like even with it's like even seeing the ball and, you know, being like in a high intensity, you know, game situations for them. I'm like, bro, this helps your hand-eye coordination for starts and riding. You know, I try to play, you know, both sides. Like it's
yeah.
I don't know. It's definitely a juggle.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and you'll learn like what kind of kid he is. Like some kids just like our kids wanted to wrestle and play baseball and pitch, so that was like a solo type thing. There's nobody coming to save you. It's you out on that mound. It's like, holy cow. And then dirt bike guys are the same way. There's nobody. It's not a team.
Solo.
It's your deal versus everybody here can see it and win or sink or swim. It's you versus the world. So very similar sports. Do you see Easton getting into moto or what?
I mean, that's kind of what we're trying. I mean, he had a couple big crashes and got hurt at Mini-O's this year, broke his collarbone, and then, when we were riding at home, he's just like, I'm just not feeling it. But he has always kind of been like his own dude, like whatever he wants, it's on his time,
Yeah.
That sounds like every second son, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, hey, if you don't want to ride, no big deal. Like, I'm not going to push you if you don't want to do it. But I'm like, you're going to do something. So figure out what you want to do. And then he had the idea of like, well, I want to go try baseball. So we just moved to this town, and now we're hopping in and trying to play some ball during the week. And, mom's going to stay and juggle that with him while if we're gone at the race, and, just cruising.
Takes a village. That's awesome, man. Good balance. I love the baseball stuff, the moto stuff. You got a wife that's obviously intense. She took care of you and hung out with you. So baseball, I guarantee you, if she's like my wife, she will watch all the wrestling videos. My wife knows more about wrestling. Her son will be a senior this year. She's watched everything, knows the scoring.
Yeah.
Everything. She's the most prepared, whatever. And your wife be the same way. No doubt.
Oh yeah. It's gnarly, but we got to have it. She's very competitive herself. So, when you have two competitive parents, we're both up there like, dude, why are you not being drafted right now? Get up there and get your glove down in front of you. Let's go.
Exactly.
Let's go.
Exactly.
Can you throw a baseball? Like, how do you look? Because
I used to until I had 4 shoulder surgeries on dirt bikes. So now I look like awkward.
Okay, so I was about to say, like, so were you homeschooled or did you do public school?
I did public school to 9th grade.
All right, so you play. So what I'm saying is, like, you did all the normal gym stuff and whatever.
Gym, yeah.
So when you go to, like, at Loretta's, they used to do like all these normal stick and ball sports, and it was amazing to watch Ezra Lusk try to dribble a basketball, or these guys back in the day. They could not do
they
it
couldn't do
because
it.
they were all like so into moto, they did nothing else. Or dorks like Jason Wygant. But he's just weird, so he doesn't count. But yeah, so you're normal, but now that your shoulders are all jacked up, you probably look like you've never thrown a baseball.
No, I can still
got the look.
Throw some heat.
Oh, he still got it. Still got
to throw some heat.
Luckily, I still I've been able to. I like doing it all. I mean, playing golf and all that. Like, I've somehow got gifted all the talent.
Yeah.
And everything.
Well, that's good. I mean,
can you mountain bike, BMX? Did you ever do any of that?
Yep, I raced BMX for a little bit just for fun, like weekday stuff, but nothing like crazy.
Yeah,
just local.
Maybe that attributed to the style. Like, BMX is so
very
stylish.
Helpful. It's helpful for moto.
I don't know. Maybe it could have played a part in that.
Just a young kid, you learn your jump timing and all the.
John comes from a BMX background.
I just think you learn to be very intense for short bursts, and I don't know. I feel like there's things that you could take from it. Same as what you can take from baseball with hand-eye coordination. You can always find something. Hey,
I mean, that's pretty much what I did at home when I was a kid. Is I just literally would build BMX jumps, and then I had some. I mean, I don't know whether they are now, but they were like ex-pro dudes that were just like free ride guys that were just hit, like what Randy Lawrence and all those guys do, just those huge gap doubles. And so that's what I do at the house. I just build jumps and jump over fire pit. And I mean, I rode my bicycle a lot.
Yeah, for sure. Do you like living on the East Coast now?
I do. I enjoy it. I mean, it's definitely a different pace. It feels like you're like on island time here in Florida. Like, but
I would imagine.
It's cool. It's a lot different, but what we're able to get out of that, like, having 50 acres and be able to ride out of our garage, and our neighbors are super cool. They love dirt bikes, and it's we got lucky. I mean, I like where we live. We're kind of out in the sticks. Definitely a different, or it's an adjustment, but it's cool.
What part of Florida are you in?
We're in Boniface, so we're about an hour, or about 45 minutes to an hour north of Panama City Beach.
Okay. Yeah. So Alabama is right.
Spring
here.
Breaking right now, baby. It's happening.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's crazy. It's insane how many people come down here for spring break.
Yeah, there was I was just getting my hair cut earlier, and the Kelly that cuts my hair, she goes, "Yeah, we were down there right there near Pineapple Willie's and all that stuff, and they got in trouble for humping the dirt." I'm like, "Excuse me?" Like, the spring break girls were humping the dirt. And then there's big fist fights that ensued, and like what?
That's only southeast. There's nobody else humping
Humping
the dirt.
humping the beach is what they're calling it, whatever the hell that means.
God dang.
Oh man.
And
How do you
Josh
write that up on
I don't
a
know.
ticket? Like, what do you write?
What's the citation for humping the beach, dog?
Yeah, dog.
Beach molestation.
Yeah, and then you go to the court.
Stay out of that, man. Have you been to Panama City at all? You dance, play around there? That place is
Yeah, we actually go down there quite a bit. I mean, most of the time, because our grocery stores are either in Alabama or we go down to the beach because we're pretty far out here.
Floribama, baby.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, there's some nice spots. The beaches are, I will say that, those beaches are absolutely gorgeous. You know, the sand, the water is pretty
That's
awesome.
pretty much the reason why we moved out here. We went on went to Chad's moto broom race with Playground, and on our way back, we kind of already been searching out in this area before we went to Dan the Dirt a few years back. And we stayed at this place called Camp Gulf right on the sand. So we pulled the motorhome up, parked on the beach, and I had never seen sand like that,
it's gorgeous,
white or just so gnarly. And I was like, man, it feels like we're in the Bahamas. And we were like looking for a place to kind of get out of California anyway, and we're like, well, let's keep looking out here. And so I ended up finding this property.
Yeah,
you got some good sand. It's got to be gnarly, and it's super hot in the summer. You can wear some dudes out on a dirt bike, get them ready for Loretta's. And speaking
Loretta's
of
will probably feel cool after some South
Jesus,
Georgia,
dude.
South Florida.
That place is hot as
South
shit.
Alabama.
Did you notice that when you came from California? Like, oh, I'm ready for the heat. I don't think I live in Georgia. And
It's the
still,
humidity, man.
It's so damn hot for a week.
Yeah. It was gnarly. We did a camp for Loretta's last year, and I had, I don't know, about 15 kids out, and I was making them do sprint laps. And then as they hopped off their bike, I'd send them run into the starting gate and back. And I can't even tell you how hot I was roasting, and I couldn't imagine. One of the kids came in and was like, today's my last day on earth. Today, this is it.
This is it.
This is how it ends right here.
That's the truth, man. Late July, early August on the Panhandle.
Bro, well, you got them there because then you get them up into Loretta's. It's hell's half acre up there, son. It's in that little bowl, and it just it's like a hot St. Bernard.
That is the hottest
on
place
you.
on earth.
There's a track.
It is it's so gnarly. But that's what I loved about when I in 2006, I bought out in Florida to do my own training place with Grant Langston. And I came out here and I was like, I got to get used to the heat. I mean, there's however many rounds for outdoors.
Yeah.
And I love training out here because once we were used to it, we'd go to the races and I would feel like, oh man, this is a nice day compared to where we're at in Florida.
It's only at 91 today, dude.
Right. It's a sweet
12% humidity. Hey, were you at Freestone whenever it was so damn hot that I think who is that? Brett Metcalf or somebody rode a lap. They don't even remember riding the last lap. It was blackout hot,
man.
I mean, I probably was, but there was a time it was probably the worst for me. Millville, I did that same thing. I don't even remember finishing the race. I think Ashley was pregnant with Wyatt, and Doc Bodner came in, or I fell over right after the checkered flag, and he came, pumped me up with IVs, and they were just throwing ice and everything on me, trying to cool me down. I was having full on seizures, and I had a heat stroke, and and that was at Millville. It was insane. And I guess once you have it once, you're more susceptible to it another time. Then I had that race at when they had the race at Lake Elsinore for the outdoors. And it was 110. And I did the same thing. First moto, I came back. I finished the race. I think I ended up getting second behind RV. And I came back to Coy and I was like, listen, I won't make the next moto. I'm already done. I'm gonna go get an IV now. So I just pulled out of the second moto, but yeah, I mean, dude, those races they're insane.
Yeah.
Did you ever see anybody get IVs in between motos? And then you're not supposed to.
You're not supposed to, but I never saw anybody.
It was pretty commonplace. I mean, I know they snuck it. Everybody was sneaking it, but
I know
you
I
hear
knew some
multiple
dudes.
stories.
Yes, I know. I was at that race you're talking about. I said, "What you got in that backpack?" He goes, "Oh." Then he finally told me, "Oh, you're all right."
Okay.
IV bags.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yep.
I think it's ridiculous that you can't though.
It's sort of dangerous in some ways.
I feel the same way.
I do too.
To be a basketball player sitting on the sidelines in the middle of a game, a Laker, whatever, and you're just like, oh yeah, hook me up, and you're just sitting there getting. It's like, how's that? And then we're out here in 110, just
110 wrapped up in gear.
It is ridiculous.
It's
risking your life.
Super dangerous.
Yeah.
Now I get it. Maybe not have all the crazy all the additions to the standard IV bag, but if we're just talking about,
Let's just get you back to
get
normal.
you,
right?
safe where you don't kill yourself. We've already seen what that
Saline,
looks
just
like.
fluid.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, after a tough, like a super tough event,
dude, you're waxed for the next week. If you the recovery, if I guarantee you that next weekend for you, did you even ride the next weekend after that heat stroke you had?
No, I couldn't.
Right.
It was like full wiped out.
I rode myself into a heat stroke one time.
I made love into a heat stroke. Now
And-
try
Yes,
that, and
try
I
that.
finished.
Yes.
I had enough
I
liquid.
don't remember.
No, I don't remember. I had enough liquid to finish the deal out, and
But
I
they
blacked
all
out.
told me I finished.
Yeah.
I
Everybody
heard
in the
that.
room that was watching saw it.
Cameraman said you finished.
The cameraman.
When Kevin was a model.
Yeah, that was back in the day.
But no, I heat stroke one time at Scrubbing Dirt, an hour away from my house. I went out there, it was like 96 degrees. This is when I first started riding again. And I rode 2 30-minute motos.
Well, that's how you start back.
It took me
ease back in.
It took me 3 hours to get home because I had to keep pulling over. And
I
I had
couldn't remember the way.
And
Man,
like,
and
hey,
drinking Cokes all the way home, man, it kept me awake.
Mountain Dews. And like Josh said, though, I had vertigo for 2 weeks. I couldn't
really?
do shit. Yeah, I was terrible.
Dang, I was in a
That's
wheelchair.
a gnarly. That's
Well, Josh, how close are we to warming your kid up, man? What are we doing? Do we need to let you go,
Oh,
man?
he's out on the field right now, getting ready.
Standing on second.
Is he doing some band work? What are we doing, man?
band work.
No, we're doing high knees right now.
Okay.
High knees.
Hi,
yes.
knees. Dude, our team was like, they were really good about arm care, not to nerd out on this stuff because both my kids were pitchers. Though they had to say gloves down. They always laid their glove palm down because I see these kids the old school where they like to flatten their
Fold
glove
them,
and stick it
yeah.
on their bed. I'm like, oh, you're killing me, dude. That's not the way
It's
you
not
treat
how
a
you do it
baseball
anymore.
glove.
Nope.
No. But anyway, they
No,
put the glove down.
We run ours over with the car.
Smash it with the car.
There you
That's
go.
Perfect.
Leave a ball in it and run it over.
Yeah, I
but,
remember those little tricks.
Heating them up, sleep,
Yeah, heat
put a
'em
rubber
up.
band with it, put it under your
That's
bed.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But dude, there's a guy you can pay that. Like when you spend $300 on a glove, you don't do any of this stuff. Like they each finger gets a different. They trim these in and bend these out and beat it up and
Yeah.
whatever, steam it and all this other stuff. It's super nerdy. But dude, at the end of the day, when you think about how much less money you're spending playing baseball, even at its highest level, travel
It's
baseball,
nothing.
it will not ever touch just a local night series. What you got to spend to go race.
bro, like not even close. I was like, no problem. You want to play baseball? Sweet, that'll save me so many parts on this 65.
Exactly.
No kidding. Oh, you want that hot bat for $400? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's get two.
Yeah, no
well,
problem.
Yeah, who cares, man? You have a practice bat and a game bat.
I got $2,000 in this deal per
Right.
year. Whoop-de crap.
Yes.
Yeah.
The only thing that rivals motocross is like girl dance competitions or whatever.
I've heard
Jeez,
about
dude.
that.
Couple thousand a weekend. There's nothing to it. It's easy. It's just like moto.
And dude, let me tell you, it's worse on the ears. I'd rather hear cobras than cheerleaders.
Oh, I
Holy
hate cobras, man. How can
I do
you say
too.
that?
Bro, you go to one of them. I went to
I don't know, man.
Cheer
the
Fest.
Cobras, that is just something else.
It's obnoxious.
They are
son.
awful. Nothing like ramp, ramp through the pits. Like you can't just ease that on.
No,
No
it's either
kid
wide
knows how to
open
do
or
it.
zero.
That's why even like when we go to like the races and they're like, yeah, just park wherever you want. When we get our motorhome spot, I'm like, all right, where are all the 50 guys? Okay,
Yeah.
not there.
I want to
Not
be
there.
away from
Them
those
dudes are the first guys. Those are the Tony Alessis at
5:45.
4:55 in the morning out there.
Hold that dumb thing wide open. Who are these people?
Shut that! And they got the damn cheapest ass generator
Oh, they always got
running
the
87 octane.
900 decibel generator. Why is that? One guy, Day in the Dirt, his damn generator said the beast on. Like he
No,
was
it should
proud
not
of the
stay the-
noise.
No,
I'm like, why are you proud of the noise?
loud ass piece of shit, Harbor Freight mother.
Yeah, what is that?
Yes. Why would you want?
It's
a
not
loud
even Harbor Freight. It's like what they used to sell at like Sam's or something. It's Briggs and Stratton.
Yes.
With the square lawnmower.
It's a
muffler
lawnmower
on it.
That's it.
frame and engine. It just
Yep.
doesn't have wheels.
Yeah.
$200,
Yeah.
8,000 watts. Like
Yes.
no way, dude. Then you got those super quiet Hondas for about $12,000.
I don't care. That's
Some
what I
bitches-
have. I'm not playing that game. I don't
Damn,
wanna
they're
hear
so
that
quiet.
thing.
Hey, what happened before we let you go? You shut us down whenever you're ready. We can talk for hours, but I saw where you took out Zach Osborne, dude. You strategically placed
Put
your
your
rear
rear
wheel
wheel-
in the air and karate chopped his ribs, dude.
Yeah, did you see that? I mean,
Yeah.
I've been learning that move for a while, and Zacho was my first victim.
Boom.
Right on.
Took him out of the outdoors,
Finally got
dude.
to
Like, not on my
execute.
watch,
Yes.
bitch. Like, you're not doing this.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I mean that's what happens when you get two old guys that still feel like they can race, and neither of them know how to shut off.
Jesus. Yep. That's it right there.
It never ends though. Even dorks like us, same deal. But yeah, tell me about your your crash with Zach, and I was looking forward to the battle for the
Everyone
next
was
2
looking
days.
forward
Yeah.
to it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, me too. But I didn't even realize it was actually on the gate, and then we were like out on the track for our first lap, just like wide open. I'm like, who's this freaking dude? He's freaking ripping, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I think that's Zach. Well, I passed him, I don't know, somewhere in the back of the woods, and then because this is a freaking team race, so we're swapping partners anyway, so like it didn't even really matter.
Yeah.
But before I took off, Ashley goes, listen, you got to drive us to Texas, all this stuff after this. You better just be chilling and have a good time and ride. Well,
and what'd you say?
When the helmet's on, like, no, I didn't even tell her yet. So I'm like, you already know that like, I can't switch that off. And she's like, well, you come back. So I came back and my bike was all jacked up, and I ended up having to ride Wademan's bike after that. And she's looking at me because she's down there with Wyatt and his partner. And she's just shaking her head like, you idiot.
It's only like 13 hours to Texas from here.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Everybody I talked to had that same deal. I'm like, you're just going to have some fun there. And she's like, no, one of the female race. She's like, hell no, that ain't what we do. I'm like, no wonder you guys are elite athletes. I'm just not that
it's
dude.
why you're successful. Yeah.
100%.
How fun was that track down there, though? Wasn't that cool?
This year was way better. This was probably the best year I think that Bass House has had there.
Yeah.
I think we kind of let them
Baker
have a little bit more free reign with the track and being able to put some jumps and stuff on there. So it definitely made it a lot better.
Yeah, and I think Jason Baker was in charge of all the calls on the track and maintenance and the whole deal was just. And Randy even said, he goes, dude, I want to be out there, but dude, I'm hearing nothing but good shit about this race, and I'm just going to let Baker.
Let it keep happening,
dude. He's the guy.
Yeah, he just needs to sit at home while we all have fun. That's all.
Exactly.
He's stressed, dude. He's a surly promoter. Like I love talking to Randy, but I said, man, these hands. I said, if you were to check the diameter of an 8-year-old's throat, I said, your hands are built.
They're the perfect size for choking out mini riders.
to just strangle 8. I said, dude, you got to chill out, man. Just stay up here and drink whole beers. You got tons of staff. And don't choke nobody, dude.
Is that like evolution? Like his hands grew to that size?
Yes, they've evolved to an 8-year-old, the perfect size to strangle the most amount of people. It's normally the 8 to 10-year-old range, so they wrap perfectly around.
Yes.
Pretty much.
There you go.
Yeah, you would want to choke them anyway.
Dude, I did. Like I was a promoter. I feel his pain, but I understand that they want to have fun, and they're just hard to contain a damn 10-year-old kid for 4 days.
Right.
Keep him in that RV. Shut him up. No talking. No laughing. Get the hell out of here. I got your money.
Exactly.
I was told that by Bill West. Something happened. I'm like, I don't remember what the conflict was, but Bill West ran the Mini O's for own Gatorback before win. And the last thing he said was, I got your money. Like, that's all I care about. I got your money. So you can suck it or leave. Like, that was it. I'm like, well, that's how it's done then.
That's how you do it.
That's how you do it. Suck it, you little skinny redhead.
Intense.
Yeah, he point blank. You're a little shit.
Did you ever check his hand sizes?
Oh, I'm sure it'd choke me out in a second.
Okay.
For sure. I think all promoters just go around and I'll get a circle built for like the average 8-year-old's hand, and we'll go to talk to all the. Yeah, we'll be able to.
That's the metric for being a promoter.
A great promoter can choke a 10-year-old kid, and his fingers they'll intertwine.
Magically go to that.
Yeah,
size
you want to be able to intertwine and lock.
Block the airway.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct. Well, dude, we're gonna let you go, man. I know you got some stuff to get ready for with your kid playing baseball.
Hit them where they ain't.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, no problem, man. Well, thanks for having me, guys, and I appreciate it. And we'll look forward to the next one.
It will be soon. We'll call you back and get the report on the game.
Yes, sir. We're going to Panama. Right. We go to Panama City for spring break. We're going to stop off at your
We're going to hump the beach.
Hump the beach.
There you go. Come to the ranch. Come hang.
Yeah.
All right, Josh. Take care, buddy. Good luck tonight. Right. See you.
Yeah, have a good one. Thanks.
See you.
Love you.
Bye.
He
did not. You said it though.
Who
was it?
I don't remember. But
Alan.
I'll never make that mistake
Alan
again.
Lutz.
Alan was mad. Alan Nuts. Yeah, he ain't playing that game. You don't tell somebody you love him, he's mad.
Right. Yeah. Hey, Nick, I think what was the deal? Somebody sent us some hate mail.
We had a little hate mail.
Well,
and they're not Latvian, right?
No.
Before you talk about this problem,
it's not Latvian.
You're certain of the guy's nationality because I could see them finding every angle in Latvia.
This could be a Latvian plant. It's
a plant.
Yes,
they've sent it. It's like illegal.
Well, we got a text or some direct message. I don't know, but what was the issue?
The issue was that we have been thanking all our skins sponsors.
Yep.
Like obviously we've got helmet skins,
Yeah,
lamb
Nick,
skins.
run them down. What do
Go
we
ahead,
got?
John. You're the sponsor
Lever
guy.
skins, rhino skins,
Big ones, helmet skins.
pork skins,
Skintimate.
lotion, skin so soft,
It feels like skin. Rubbers.
lamb
Liquid
skin.
lamb skins.
Yeah.
And
Shirts.
the issue was that
Anything skins, dude.
Yeah.
spoke skins have kind of brought us to where we are too, and we haven't
given them the proper.
we haven't given spoke skins the proper.
Is it SKINZ skins?
It's got to be. There's no other way to spell that.
But here's the reason: I got a little bit of beef with spoke skins.
This goes back though. This
goes back.
is Robbie.
We can make it right with the same guy that painted my vintage DG pipe
That son of a bitch.
It's supposed to be raw metal, and he painted it.
gray,
Barbecue grill
with
gray. What the frick are you doing?
AutoZone paint.
It hold up 400 degrees. That bike's hotter than 400 degrees.
On my CRF 250F that Kevin was riding, he put spoke
That
skins,
son of a bitch.
but only put them on the right
So this thing's-
side.
Oh.
So that's why I
See,
crashed. That son
I
of a
never
bitch.
knew.
So they gave that thing a nasty pull to
It
the
had
right.
a hard pull. It yanked the bike to the right. Kevin
And there we
goes
go.
left.
Kevin- so
look at that. Look at that.
that-
shit
Look at that
right
left
there, you son of a
collarbone
bitch.
just
and that's
spoke.
straight up.
So it's not Spokeskin's fault. It really is damn Robbie's fault. If you want to get right down to
we
it.
can't really blame
But
spoke skins.
it's Robbie via
Spoke skins.
skins.
You don't underweight or unbalance a tire with some damn
So look, man. I mean, you've lost time.
at work.
You've
Time
lost
in the-
quality of life.
Love making.
All but
That's
yes.
down to bare minimum.
You ever try
life
to just
sustaining love
Normally,
making.
you're kind of in a push-up
No, I'm in a
position.
rocky
sometimes.
one-handed
Next time do
push-up.
One hand, he's shaking.
Shaking. I can only go for about 15 minutes one-handed.
His whole body starts
15.
convulsing.
That's all I can do.
What do you do
Yeah.
with the other 14 minutes?
15.
Relax.
But I mean, you think about this:
See?
what Spokeskins has caused you, and the loss, just the tragic
I'm
loss.
talking about Christina. She's the one that's the big loser here.
If
Because
we
you
tell
can't
lack of
hump her
love,
the same
Listen,
way.
do not tell her that because she will be whooping some spokeskin ass.
I know it. You've cost
Dude,
me.
she's intense.
That's
She's not
19 climaxes a
We've
week.
reached
Yes.
out to spokeskins.
You cost me.
It cost me 19 orgasms a week.
Oh
Yeah.
shit!
Oh,
This is normally
yeah.
this is my playlist that I ease into this one.
Yeah.
We've reached out.
I come
to
out of the
First you
bathroom.
cry. You play
I
the
cry.
sad one so you can cry.
Yeah, then I go in the bathroom, steam that thing up, backlight it,
and
I
write
come- I
yourself
come-
an encouraging message
I have
in
an
the
eclipse
mirror.
for you, son. When I'm coming out of that backlit bathroom,
Come out of there, drop,
That's your eclipse.
drop
the
it
man
like it's
clips.
hot.
Oh, it's
Yes. And so you can totally see the transition of how we got here.
For sure.
Talking about spokeskins.
yeah, and
Causing the broke collarbone and the loss, the tragic loss, straight into how it has affected his lovemaking, robbed him of 19 orgasms a week.
rob my wife.
Yeah.
I'm
Well, she's probably robbed of more than 19. I mean,
who else is
you know,
giving them
she's
to her?
multiple.
What are you talking about?
No, but I mean, she's multi-orgasmic, you know. She doesn't just have
It's seismic.
one. Seismic.
Seismic
That's what I meant.
orgasmic.
It's more like an earthquake.
Oh Lord! And we do have a waterbed too.
But
so
that's why.
imagine trying to make love in a waterbed
With a broken collar.
with a broke collarbone.
Trying to
I'm
prop
bottoming
up.
out. I'm in the deep end, baby. I'm down
Some
to the
bitch is
knee,
about to drown. He's got
Yes.
coughing and sucking in
and I'm
water.
rolling around like this, trying to get it all
You get
lined
held
up.
up, you're gonna be like a gymnast doing one-handed handstands.
Oh, he's gonna have some moves after PT. Is
Well,
over.
it's forced me to reinvent my game.
Is that what you do when you go to PT? You're like,
You told him right off the bat.
I tell them, look, we got to get back to love making.
you got to get me to making love
can you, do
quick.
you have any love making specific
Waterbed
PT?
love making. You know, I mean, that's a whole different set of. You talk about muscles,
Yeah.
toes and fingertips, because you got to be way up on the
Yeah.
corners of the bed, spread
You don't
out.
cheat sometimes. Put your feet on the frame.
I do. That's what I'm talking about. I'm spread out like a
Yeah.
spider on that thing,
Yeah, and the
and I'm doing a wide, just
and you're
the
just
widest push-up you
staying
can imagine.
They had to install
Just
a
like an old
waterbed.
school when he's smoking and holding it, still holding.
They
Still
had
holding.
to install a waterbed in the
At
physical
PT
therapy place.
Solutions.
Yeah.
Yes.
Here you go. Here's your waterbed training, sir. Now look. Now guess what? The most popular thing they got going there.
Yes,
Yep.
it's waterbed training for
100%.
injuries. Yep.
Are you the skinniest one up there by about 900 pounds?
And about 900 years.
Yes.
I'm training
It's
with
always
I'm
old.
training with 85 years.
Yes.
We're running sprints. I'm like, come on, Doris, get your shit together.
So why were you asking Josh Grant all the questions about training compounds? Hell, you're going to PT Solutions.
I'm at PT Solutions. I need to take all that and open my own love making,
You could
waterbed
be like-
love making, MTF.
What if all these 90-year-old women are just like on your junk
WBF
afterwards?
training facility.
Waterbed. But I got a feeling you're
The
going to
music,
have
the
a
whole
huge
deal.
horde of 90-year-old
But
women after you.
You're like the Zohan in
Fat. Like a what?
there. You're like the Zohan in there with all the old women.
Getting them all trained up.
Yeah.
And then blowing some 80. I'll run off half the population of Baldwin County because these old women are going to kill some dudes.
Really?
Yeah, they're going to get in that water
That's
bed.
what I think. I think
They cannot do that.
They're going to really break something off on a
Hey,
dude.
Kevin's got them all back in PT for broken hips.
Yep.
It's just job security,
Break my
baby.
hip.
It's job security, dude.
That's
Goes
what Kevin,
hand in hand.
Kevin writes that in the mirror on his inspirational message.
Looking at myself in the mirror.
When he's got that thing all fogged up and backlit,
We'll break some hips today.
break a hip. That's like his motivation, and he just goes out into the world
Punish everything. I break it.
screwing 90-year-old women.
All right.
Over.
That's it. That
Kevin's
is-
like, stop it, guys. We've got a line here. We can't cross the line.
He volunteers at the nursing home. And they're
Yeah,
like,
why
"What?"
are you so all of a sudden about nursing
About it.
homes, dog? You go to one PT therapy session
What do you
at
do?
the training camp up
What
there.
do you do when you volunteer at the nursing home? Well,
You know what I do.
Yeah. Well, I work on my push-ups. This is basically the same routine as
Correct.
PT Solutions
Correct.
camp. Yeah.
Hey, we got to get ready for Nashville. Are we doing this?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's always something, man.
Well, that's happening next week, bro.
Well, no,
so y'all need to
listen,
skip
I
out.
know I surprise attacked Nick with something
either
he
way,
signed
I'm
up
going.
for 5 months ago.
We have mini motos on Friday and we got mini motos on Saturday, and then I'm going to that race on Saturday night. So
Yeah. Well, I think I'm planning on it. Amanda has it written on the calendar.
We got to get rooms.
yeah. We
I
can
don't
get a
even
house,
care.
VRBO a house, probably be the cheapest
Yeah,
way. You
that's what I've done the last couple of times I went to Nashville.
Really?
because I got
It'll
a
be
trailer
4
and
or
a truck.
5 minutes to the house. It'll be on the edge of town, and then you just come back with an Uber.
So let's do that.
Kyle's talking about going too. Kyle's for sure going. Then us 6.
We're going.
And Casey and Grant may stay or not because they're coming up to do. Casey's working the mini moto. Anyway, I know we're working this all out live and whatever.
That's
but
how you do it. People want to hear about our plans.
Okay, so John surprised me with a ride that we signed up for months ago.
This
Nick's
weekend.
like,
This
What?
He's been
weekend.
gone trying to
That's
for a
this
week.
week?
Hadn't sold a car.
I
Well,
know,
you have,
I
but
have.
you haven't been there to do it and look over it.
And then the
You need to transition out of these furry shoes, man. It's about
dude, it's
getting more-
springtime. Some bitch come in here winter
know.
wear on.
You've had the summer shoes on all year, and then he breaks out these furry things.
As soon as it's warm,
Yeah.
Nick's got his name.
I had to come straight from work, and these were at work.
His dog bed.
So-
those are his dog
Those
beds.
are so comfy looking.
They do look comfy.
They are comfy.
But
And
what
then-
about that? I mean, the Perry Mountain Tower run, you kind of sound very defeated on this.
I know. I just have to go home and explain that I'm
I'm going to be gone this weekend, but then next weekend I got a huge fun weekend of dirt bikes.
for
Yes.
you. Yeah. Ooh.
That's why we do need to start
And
taking
here's the
all-inclusive
next weekend.
resorts.
And then
Us.
Us.
I know this is going to sound stupid, but I may go to where's
Bolivia.
that? Bud's is that qualifier we talked about in Bud's Creek?
Maryland?
Maryland,
That's
12 hours. from
14,
here?
12 hours, yeah.
No, there's one somewhere. Where is it? That's like Axton.
Axton.
It's like
Lake
6
Sugar
hours.
Tree.
No, it's more,
Axton, Virginia. I don't know how far it is. Lake
it's got to be
Sugar Tree.
further than 6 hours. Right?
No, I looked it up.
Okay, well then
Hey,
so
punch
wait,
it.
Hey Siri, navigate me to Axton, Virginia.
this guy. So,
Can you guys please hold while we
so
navigate
you're
ourselves?
thinking about Axton, Virginia for your area qualifier, but are you really wanting to go to this regional? Let's be real.
I do, and the only reason is I like Itchicony,
Okay,
right? And so I think it would be fun.
But
6
I
hours
think
and 15
you can't make it
minutes.
out of Lazy River. That's coming up. Or-
Yeah, but I got something. I'm going to be out of town that weekend.
See, you don't know the struggle, son. You live in this little PT Solutions bubble up there.
Lovemaking world, and we us here's got
you live,
racing.
you live in the PT Solutions
So if
lovemaking world.
If I were to do Lazy River, I'd have to leave Lazy River, go home, get a bag, go to the airport,
Okay,
and go to Myrtle Beach. Like
That's
that.
what
You
you
could
did for
just
John's
drop
party.
everything off.
that's what you did at John's party.
I know. So I might just.
Manned up,
But I
son.
may go to Axton, Virginia. I
What
may
if you
just-
left from Lazy River to Myrtle?
But see, you're talking about all this driving. You got to go to like you're driving way to Axton to avoid not having to leave.
Well,
hour
it's
and a
just
half away.
everything is
Back to
it's
back.
always on the same day, man.
I've also never been to Axton, Virginia.
And that would be the
His sense
site
of adventure.
I mean, I would,
Gary Bailey Cycle Barn.
Yeah,
he wants
so-
to shop.
I
Fair enough.
mean, I might would. I'm going
Might ride a jet ski in the pond.
I'll buy a van. I'm looking at buying a van between now and then.
Yeah.
This is the thing that concerns me. And
Y'all got Mammoth to really
and
get locked
if
down.
anybody,
That's a lot of planning.
Yeah.
if
And you only got 2
anybody's
months.
going to be in Axton for that qualifier,
I'm scared.
I'm a little concerned about like if I go up there on
You gotta get
Saturday.
there.
Is that after the area qualifier for Lazy River? Because if you blow it up there, you're done.
No, it's before.
So your backup area is Lazy River.
Yes.
Okay.
And I can qualify at Lazy River, but
Did you see that?
if I go
How
to
confident he
confident,
was?
son.
This son of a bitch is on, dude.
He's like that taste kid.
Yes, he's got it.
Walks in, knows he's got it.
Okay.
But I'm just concerned with like what I'm going to do with my bike if I go up there and stay in a hotel room. If I'm going to get a van, I don't want to park it. You know what I mean? And then like I would love to go to the track on Saturday and just be able to leave my bike there with at somebody's pit.
Well,
or
Probably
you
could.
You can work that
There's
out.
probably a massive fan that would love to host.
to
Cornbread's
host some
probably
sugar
going to be there.
balls.
yeah.
Cornbread
Yeah.
will take care of you.
The next day, the thing's just mutilated.
Good luck on your
It's
race.
burnt. Yeah, he's just staring
Good
at
luck.
you.
No, seriously, good luck.
No, your bike.
about your-
it's
what about
probably
your
gonna run
homeboy?
Good.
No, he already qualified. He went to
He's already qualified.
Yeah.
His nemesis.
he went to
Whitehead.
where
Is it-
where's it?
Yeah, Buddy, isn't it?
Yeah,
Buddy.
Yeah, Buddy, you got him up there at Fannin. You got him. And Buddy's like, there's jumps here. I'd have had you. So
I'd have smoked
I'll
you.
see you at the regional, son.
Yep. So
Mm-hmm.
I just like riding at Chicone, and I think it'll be fun because there'll be a lot of people there. And if
I feel
can
like you could
qualify
just
for
show
3
up,
classes,
man. I feel like you just show up at each con and say, man, you cool with me jumping in this 50?
into this regional.
It's all good, dog. Ain't nobody going to know.
yeah,
Yeah.
you'll know with me because I'll be so far back.
See, I never wanted to ride a regional at Ichicone just because it's sand track, man.
So hard to ride.
See,
Exhausting.
Yes, that's the
But that's his point.
But
like-
I know that's why Nick.
and there's
can do
nothing
It,
crazy big double jump wise. Like, that's the perfect
it is
scenario
perfect
for Nick.
for
Like,
someone
if he-
fit.
Dude, if you ride like you do at Fannin, if you got a great start and just hovered around top 10 and a
and
little
then
bit of
pick
help
them
here
off
and there.
when they start.
No, I'm just
falling
saying if you
apart.
got 10s across the board, 10, 10, 10, might be good enough to get you in the regional. Especially if those dudes in front of you
No,
are.
that is the regional.
yeah.
right.
No, I'm saying that
Ichicone's-
might be good enough to get you in Loretta's. Can you
Oh, in
imagine?
Loretta. Yes, it might because you
Because some dudes might say, all right, well, I'm taking my home regional here.
Yep.
So pull me out of this.
and then
one.
you'll have some dudes that just don't show up.
And
Yeah,
if
for
it-
50
if they,
class
if-
especially.
if they run 15-minute motos at Chicone, it'd be perfect for me.
Do they though? Regional.
They
just-
used to.
Yeah,
They
that
used
doesn't
to,
happen
but that-
anymore.
It's more like 12. That used to be the thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but even if
Was.
it's 12, like, people start getting tired.
In
Yeah.
the hot sand, maybe it'll be 115 degrees.
Yeah.
If it would, that's
And
all.
we'll
in
give
your
you some
favor.
IVs illegally.
Yeah, we'll have you sneaking IVs out of the motorhome.
All right.
We'll put you in an ice bath.
So we got things to,
I'm
well, y'all got
taking my
things to
ice
plan
bath.
this weekend if y'all are doing this thing. And then next
I
weekend,
got to do it. I didn't.
I'm going to Nashville, regardless if you guys go or not.
We're going to Nashville, so we got to get a spot.
And then we got to buy
For,
tickets.
and if anybody's wondering, for the Nashville Supercross is where we're going.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
VRBO is how we need to do it.
I agree.
I had a cool one in town. It was sweet. It's all freshly redone.
Now, are we
It's
hosting
nice
a
little place.
party in Nashville?
Not happening. No, we were going to, but I think AP, they were trying to get an AP party going on Friday. Kind of like
Ain't
what
no
he did
party
in
like
Dallas.
an AP party.
That's right. That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Well, at least if they do that, can we get like VIP to
Oh,
that?
we're going to that.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, this is gonna be off the chain.
We're going to that. We got a Supercross race this weekend. Everybody gets to watch and enjoy that. That'll be cool. You guys are going to a Perry Mountain dual sport
It's
ride.
called the Perry Mountain Tower Run.
There you
Ride
go.
the old enduro course down there.
How far is that from here?
Then Nashville Supercross
2
next
hours,
weekend.
10 minutes.
All right.
2 hours 15. I can't really.
7
I
o'clock
can't
on the
really
dot.
say right now.
So is it really a dual sport ride, or is it like the last air quotes dual sport ride?
It'll be like that. It'll be hard on Saturday, and then you can ride it backwards on Sunday, or you can ride the real adventure bike loop. So you could actually ride your gas if you wanted to.
I don't know, mile
He's
that thing
got
up.
that thing got 36 miles on it. He's had
There
it
you
for
go.
months.
That's right. You barely rode that thing.
It's hard to look at. It's out there in my garage.
it's-
I'm like,
she's
dude,
a
I want to
beaut.
ride this thing.
Go rip it one time.
My bike has a lowering kit, and when I get on yours, I'm like, oh my God, this thing is huge.
Right.
It is awesome that you did my graphics. They look so good.
And we're not playing.
All right, man. Thanks to Josh Grant. Thanks to all of our amazing sponsors. I mean, just could not do it without all
It's
this
hard to
again.
believe, and maybe you can't ever shut a door completely on spoke skins.
We're gonna talk
We're
to
leaving
Spoke
that door
Skins.
cracked.
Hey, you realize we're coming up on 1 year? Like
Yeah,
literally
April.
our 1 year
It's like
anniversary.
right now,
we're in
isn't it?
April. I don't know what part of April it was, but Congratulations, guys.
Congratulations,
We survived
Kevin.
a house burning down.
We burned a house, totaled a car, wrecked a collarbone.
Riley crashed our car in Daytona.
Yeah. I think
It's been a good 90 days for the
It's
old.
been pretty cool,
Yeah.
and you know, I don't know that if every bit of that is Spokeskin's fault, but Nick said it best. He's like, I don't trust anything at this point.
That's
Good
right.
point. Good
After
point.
they pulled your wheel to the right and you went left and broke that collarbone.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah. Try it.
All right, we'll see you maybe next week. We should. I don't see why we
We
wouldn't.
need to.
Well,
need
all right,
to.
we will.
Okay.
It's fine. All right, that's it.
Maybe from Nashville.
Who knows?
Love
All right.
y'all.
See ya.